not just a house, it's a home and it's part of the neighborhood and of course part of the community. And you want to build stuff that they'll take pride in.
Well, that's where they're making their memories.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where they're raising their families.
Without the bank getting us to that next step, we can't do it.
It's nice to be able to call someone at the bank and say, hey, you've worked with us for all these years. This is what we're thinking about doing. Can we pull the trigger on this today? Oh, my stars. It is just so much easier to bank with First Community.
Hey, my name is Nigel Wright with COE Films, and I'm here to talk about my best friend, my brother, Kevin Miller. Uh, for y'all don't know, Kevin and I, we go back a long ways. I've been knowing Kevin for over 30 plus years. We grew up from a small town called West Helena, Arkansas. It's back east. And man, Kevin and I, we used to see each other as kids, even coming all the way on up now, to we're grown-ups. And Kevin and I, we just been just locked in, you know what I mean? We recently had got closer, starting back in 2013, 14, once we migrated up this way, well, he had migrated up this way. I had a chance to kind of, link with him a little bit more for because I was coaching basketball, AAU basketball, and his son was playing, my son was playing, and I was just letting them know, uh, look, man, Arkansas is one of these places that, we have sports and we have basketball, football, but a lot of this is underrated. It's just flying under the radar. So, Kevin, he was one of them guys had a big heart. When if you knew Kevin, I promise you, you can't say a bad thing about Kev. Kev was always willing to help, willing to do things, willing to cut off your water, so to speak, because he was a water guy, and he knew his stuff with water. So he really was one of those guys that can liven up any room. You know, he could also just be one of them guys that can lift your spirits. If you going through something, you talk to Kevin, I guarantee you by the time you get off the phone with him, you won't even be thinking about it. You know what I mean? He was just one of those people. So, just to fast forward, Kevin was a diamond, y'all. They said Arkansas has diamonds. Kevin was one of those diamonds. That was the man was a rare diamond. I promise you, you'll never find another like him. You'll never find another like him. Kevin always put people before him. You know, you would never know it because he always was behind the scenes on a lot of things, or you would never know that Kevin had something to do with it. So just to fast forward, it was a time that I can remember very well. It was back in 2020, and Kevin and I, we was talking about um, doing an open run, and I was telling him like, man, I don't went to Atlanta, Texas, I don't went to uh, Florida, I don't went to these other states that the exposure was crazy. You know what I mean? That they doing a lot of stuff for the kids to where they getting exposure. And I was telling Kev back then, like, man, it has to be something that we can do to try to help, bridge the gap. And from that point on, and this was during COVID, y'all, we started an open run, and we did it at the Deaf and Blind. We invited over 30 players, 30 plus players, and we invited coaches in there, and it was a success. We saw that, hey man, we on to something right here. So we did another open run, and that turned out to be an amazing moment. From there, it sparked the interest. It started sparking things, and from there, we just kind of kept the momentum rolling. Uh, we went from that to just if you saw Kevin, you saw me. We was going to different events, trying to highlight different players. We interacting with different media outlets throughout the state. And shout out to all the media outlets that's out there. Man, y'all do an amazing job helping keeping Kevin memory alive. Shout out to y'all. But we was talking about how could we help bridge the gap. We talking about the matchup showcase. I mean, we was bouncing ideas off each other, trying to put some things in play. I mean, we always was on the phone trying to see what was our next play, what was our next play. And from there, I saw the spark, interest. Kevin had mentioned something about the media day. He was like, man, I saw something, about the media day in a different state. He was like, what you think about that? I said, man, I think that'd be awesome. And from there, it kick-started. And we was rolling. The first media day turned out to be a success. It was a success in our own right because of what we wanted it to be. And, linking up with Kyle, Eric Taylor, Chris with Arkansas Pro Sports, and now Natural State Sports, this thing has become bigger, and I think it's becoming better every year. I'm looking forward to this media day that's coming up. You have over like 70 teams coming in that I feel like this year is going to set the precedent for the next years. You know what I mean? So, man, just remember my guy Kev every day is just always bring a smile to my face. Just talking with his family and with his wife and kids, it always brings joy to just remember him. And I think this Big Miller Media Days, the matchup showcase, the football media days, keeping his name alive. I think it's something that will always help everyone to remember what Kev is all about. Shout out to all the media guys, the sponsors, everybody that's helped putting this Big Miller Media Day together. Salute.
All right, we're here with day one
Hey,
of
my
Big
man.
Miller Media Days. We're going to have 74 teams come in here over the next 3 days. To kick it off, the very first team we have is the Pulaski Academy Lady Bruins, off a 36-1 season last year. Here with Coach Becky Yarborough. Coach, would you just like to introduce the 4 players you brought with you today?
Yes, on my left I have seniors Maddie McCarroll, Maddie Carter, and juniors Randy Stewart and Greenlee Elmore.
And Coach, just briefly talk about the reason that you chose each of these players to come with you, whether they're just great senior leaders or contributors on the court.
Well, on my left here, of course, is my seniors, and I think all great teams have great senior leadership. And we definitely had that this past year, and I'm looking forward to these 2 young ladies giving us that again this season. And on my right, I have 2 returning All-State players. Excited to get them back on the court again. I think their leadership, their experience is going to help us a lot again.
So I'm going to address these 2 questions to the 2 seniors on the right. Maddie Carter, Maddie McCarroll, you guys are stepping into new roles this year. Not only a little expanded playing time on the court, but also some leadership on the court and off the court. Why don't you just tell us about, stepping into those roles as leaders, as the only 2 senior leaders on the team?
It's fun. I love, being a leader is something that comes natural to me, so it's not like a big thing to happen. Okay, so it's just like an easy thing. I love my teammates, and I love being there for them.
I think leadership, in practice, obviously you want to cheer people on and make sure they're doing the right thing, but also a big senior role that we have to take on is making sure everybody has the same practice gear on, or making sure everybody's at practice on time most days, and that can be hard because that doesn't always happen, so we have to make sure that everything's rolling smoothly.
Greenlee and Randy, you guys will be 3-year starters now. Always been leaders on the court. Probably have to be a little more leaders off the court. So Randy, we can start with you. Talk about just being from a ninth grade starter to a sophomore starter to now in your junior year. What more roles have you embraced on and off the court?
I think starting in freshman year, I didn't have that big leadership because I was a freshman and I didn't start strong. Sophomore year, I kind of stepped it up a little bit, kind of tried to be a good teammate. I was in starting five, so I tried to make sure that everyone was involved. And this year, I feel like I have an even bigger role just because we have like a sophomore coming in, Ruby, or a freshman coming in, Ruby. And I just feel like having a bigger role is really important, and just being a leader is important. So definitely something that I'm going to try to do more this year.
I definitely think confidence has grown over the past 3 years with me. Definitely starting from freshman year, I was very timid to come in to such a big role, and then now as a junior, I feel like I'm just more confident and more of a leader and know what to make my teammates look up to, and just be a bigger leader for the season.
Coach, having a chance to be with this group over the summer, what's the biggest challenge that you would say your team have to overcome this season?
I think communication. We tend to be a little quiet at times, and that's what these ladies up here is going to have to do. They're going to have to get more vocal. But looking back at the summer, from where we started in the spring and throughout the summer, we improved so much. I was so excited in end of July because I thought we really developed and improved a lot. But I would say communication, just being more vocal.
Just to piggyback off that, what do you say the difference in this team this year compared to last year? It's still the same work ethic. The kids bring it every day. They work hard. They set their goals, and I think they work hard every day to achieve those goals. I think it's up to them to leave their own legacy this year and not just reflect back on last year. I know they're motivated to get back, but the big thing is to take one game at a time, and if you do that and you take care of the small things, the little things, and make them important things, getting back will take care of itself.
Coach, why don't you talk to us a little bit about some of the players that aren't here today that you're going to be relying on a lot more?
Yes, Ellie Robkin, she was our sixth man last year, came in and had some really big minutes when we got in foul trouble. She's a headsy player that gets a lot of rebounds, that goes unnoticed, takes charges, does a lot of the dirty work, just a great role player. She's gonna be really important for us this year to step up. Sophie and Ryan Hutcherson's are twins, 5'11" twins. Obviously can shoot the three. We need them to get a little more aggressive, and I think they have over the summer, and get more aggressive on the boards. So I think those are three that's going to be able to help us out a lot this year, and we really need them to step up and be big for us and be a good supporting cast for these ladies.
Coach, you've been at PA for a year now under your belt. What's been the biggest adjustment from going from a public school to a private school?
School is school. Kids are kids. The adjustment is probably the time, schedules, and things, just getting used to that. But it's been great. It's an amazing place, academically and athletically. I think our kids are pushed. They're good kids, good attitudes, good work ethic, and it's been a great experience.
So this right here is to the young ladies. So for each one of you all, let us know what you have been preparing for over the summer. What's some of the things you've been working on to get you better for this season?
I just think just details is just a very important thing that will be put through this season. So I've been working on just probably my threes and just my shooting range and just making sure that I can knock down shots when I need to.
This year it's like my first year kind of being the first point guard, so I think really working on my ball handling skills and being a leader on the floor and off the floor will be different from last year.
I think the same thing. Being a leader on the floor and off the floor is a big deal because I never had that experience last year, so it's a big adjustment.
Just kind of going off what I said, being a leader on off the floor and then working on my ball handling and shooting.
Hey, Chris, I would like to add one other thing about players. The addition of Jamira Streets is going to be a great help. That's an all-state player that is going to come in and help us at the guard spot, so we're definitely looking forward to her presence with the Lady Bruins.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off what you just said, Coach, and what Randy said, and then we can start with you, Randy, but I'd like to hear from all of you guys. You know, last year you had a senior, Madison Sanders, who had the ball in her hand 95% of the time. So are we going to see that more spread out amongst the players, or are we going to see one person really step up and play that point guard spot for 95% of the time?
I think this year, since we have, like she said, Jamira Streets, we have her as a really good point guard and also as me. So I think it'll be shared among the both of us as in point guard playing. So.
Yes, I also think that just moving the ball around will definitely help us and will make us be better at just sharing the ball, and communicating is an important thing throughout the season.
I think we got three great ball handlers, to be honest with you. I think Randy, Greenlee, and Jamira, all three can handle the ball really well. So at any time, I think any of those three ladies can get the job done for us.
I just think it's going to be a lot different from last year because we have so much more team chemistry, because a lot of us have been playing together since we were in 7th grade, so I feel like that's going to be a really big help.
Yeah, team chemistry is really good. We're all friends on and off the court, so like being able to move the ball around would be a lot big help for us this year.
So how has the energy been coming off season last year? How has the energy been for you all? During practice, doing, fun games, fun times. How has that energy been?
I feel like it's the same. I mean, there wasn't really like a big drop off. We still kept the same energy, kept the same we need to do this during practice. Okay, we did it, and just these practices have been going good, and we've been doing everything. We've been working really hard, and we're just really excited for this season.
I agree, but I also feel like that the energy level has kind of went up a little bit just because where we left off, and so I feel like taking a bigger step forward and having more energy and more work ethic has kind of changed how we're gonna be this year.
I agree. I feel like our energy has just gone up, and I feel like at moments we know when to be serious and when we can actually have fun during practice and just enjoy actually playing basketball.
I agree with them. Our energy feels like it's better than ever. We're always working to get better and working as a team. So we're all together and can join together to be better.
Okay, we have a couple of minutes left, but to close us out, it can be any of y'all, it can be all of y'all, whatever. Give me your best Coach Yarborough story.
Oh, no. I don't know if we can do that.
Somebody step up and give me your funniest or best Coach Yarborough story.
Maybe just if we don't do what she says, maybe during a half, and then we come into the locker room and she's walking, we're running. We just have to hide some the loose chairs and loose trash cans around the room so she doesn't throw them at us or the wall or break anything.
I can think of anything else.
Yeah.
All right, so
True.
So I actually want to hear from Coach Yarborough about the Halloween story just real fast before we close off.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that on the ride over here. So last year, just getting at PA, I thought it would be a great experience for us to have a Halloween party. So I had this scary mask on and hid in the locker room behind the door and was scaring the girls as they came in. And Madison Sanders came in last, and I jumped out and scared her, and boom, slammed the door in my forehead. It hurt, but I didn't really know what happened until I walked out on the court, and the coaches looked at me kind of funny and said, "That's a great costume. It's got blood and everything." And I looked down, and blood was dripping from my mask, and it had cut my forehead. So I'm not sure we're going to have that kind of Halloween party this year, but we will have a good time.
Well, is that it? Y'all good? Well, Coach, we appreciate you all coming out for Big Miller Media Days. Thank you, and congratulations, and good luck on your season.
Thank you for having us.
Yep.
We've had enough of this nonsense.
Here we go. Okay, up next we have Jonesboro Hurricanes with head coach Wes Swift at the helm. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great, Nigel. How you doing? How you
Good.
guys doing?
Thank you. Coach, introduce who you brought with you and tell us about your program.
For sure. On my far right over here is senior B.J. Knowlton, all-state player for us last year. Next to my right here is junior Leighton Weaver, already receiving a lot of interest at the collegiate level. To my left here, Sydney Smith, who a lot of people don't know yet, but will soon. Really good guard, a junior. And to my far left is one of our assistant coaches and former Hurricane and Arkansas State Indian, not a Red Wolf. That's right, Lorenzo Hampton.
Appreciate you all for coming. Coach, considering last year, talk about the energy and talk about your expectations coming into this year.
Well, the energy better be high at all times, and that never changes. Expectations are very similar when you play at a school that's been successful for as long as Jonesboro has, which I tell these guys all the time. Wes Swift can leave tomorrow. Jonesboro's going to carry on. BJ can leave tomorrow. Jonesboro's going to carry on. They were good back when Lorenzo played. They were good back before Lorenzo played. So it's really an honor for all of us just to, kind of wear that J on our chest and represent. So the energy's high. Expectations stay the same. Whatever our next game is, we plan to compete and try to win.
To BJ Lane, considering you guys are some of the go-to guys, talk about your leadership roles and talk about how you plan on implementing them this year.
At practice, I'm just making sure everybody in check, make sure nobody messing around, stuff like that. And everybody dialed in and know what our main goal is.
Yeah, being a leader definitely is one of the main things that we try to focus on. Holding our teammates accountable, leading to the best of our abilities.
Okay. Notice over the summer you guys was, highly touted. You had a great summer. Talk about how working over the summer and you plan on bringing that into this season.
Working over the summer, me and Layton, really the whole team, we was in the gym all summer. Random nights we'll just be hooping, working on our skills Saturdays in the morning, coming up. We lifting a lot, doing a lot of stuff trying to, expand our game.
Yeah, we usually as a team try to go work out. Usually, sometimes, if not, it's usually me, BJ, and my cousin sometimes. We attended a lot of college camps that I feel like it's going to prepare us for the season and being able to play to our best abilities.
Coach, I had a chance to watch you all at the Big Miller team camp over at Summerwood Sports. You guys were playing very scrappy. Talk about what that mentality and are you satisfied where your team was at the big, from where they was at the Big Miller team camp compared to now?
Yeah, so we lost a lot last year. 4 senior starters have moved on, and BJ's the only returning starter that we have. And so we went into the summer really, looking forward to it. Coach Hampton and myself and Coach Weaver, who's not here, he's back with the rest of the guys back home. And we went to UAPB's camp first, played Bartlett and Tennessee, which will be nationally ranked. I think we took them down to the wire, lost a close game. Anyway, we left UAPB going, man, we're probably further ahead than what we thought we might be. And then the Big Miller camp was our second camp after the UAPB, and of course it's the best teams in the state. And we go in there and we're playing Parkview, and y'all all know Parkview's gonna. I think they're back. I really do. I told Jason, said, pressure on you, buddy. Y'all are back and looking like the Ripley Flanagan days, et cetera. But we actually won that game. It's summer, but we didn't know where we would be, and we were really happy with June for us. We started creating a little bit of an identity, which you've already caught. We like the term dog. We want a bunch of dogs on the court, and we saw several out there that didn't get to play much last year. That we're like, man, this could be good. And then these two give us scoring options that we didn't have last year. We had good players last year, but we didn't have 2 guys that could just late shot clock go get you a bucket, and we have 2 this year, and maybe more.
Coach, I'm going to expound on what you just said. You were 26-5 last year, but you said we got a lot of big shoes to fill, but you've got a lot of shoes, that you were using this summer. Talk about some of those guys that are going to be stepping into those roles this year that maybe didn't see a whole lot of time last year.
For sure. We'll start with this guy on our left right here, Sidney Smith. And, for us to be successful defensively, we have to have great ball pressure. And when you talk about pressuring the ball these days, it can't be, hey, we're pressuring it, and then all of a sudden they go by and they put you into scramble mode immediately. Sid has the ability to get out and guard the basketball and keep it in front of him. We have a football player coming over, Jaquez Jordan, who's one of our best defensive backs, in my opinion, one of the best defensive backs in the state, who will, along with Sid, really be able to get out and pressure the ball. We have 2 twins, Jalen and Jaden Jones, that when I say dog, I think their picture should be in the dictionary. Now, the problem with that is Jalen tore his ACL late July, and we're going to miss him this year, and that was a big loss to us. But his brother's still in the mix, and with him and Sidney and Jaquez, they'll be guarding other teams' best players, and then that allows the rest of us to be, to be in position to put pressure and to force shots that we want them to take, not necessarily the shots that they want to take.
All right, this is for the players. A lot of people around the state view Swift as probably the best coach in the state. How would you all describe him as a coach for the players?
He's definitely a really good coach. Demands a lot from us every day. We come into practice every day, work really hard. No excuses for anything. So yeah.
I think that Coach Swift, he's hard on us. He's getting us ready for the next level. He also making our job easier as a player, and we just trust him. We know what he's done. Yeah, that's it.
I'd say Coach Swift is very demanding at times, but going through practices, tough days, once you're able to get through that consistently, I feel like you set for life, really. It's a lot that he asks for, but if you're able to do it, then you're good.
For Coach Hamp, I watched you over the years, even followed you while you was playing ball. Man, I love your energy. I love your professionalism that you bring to the team. Talk about where did that come from? Where did that come from?
It just comes from me as a player. I was an energy guy. Like high school, I was a scorer, Mr. Everything. But once I got to college, I had to adjust and find my way. And I try to explain that to a lot of kids now. Like, you have to find your role and be the best that you can be at it. And I just brought that from playing to coaching. I got to the coaching part of it, man. I just told myself that I was going to do this just as hard as I played the game. So, and I actually probably have a little more fun coaching it than I did playing it.
So to some of the players, talk about your mentality coming into this season. I know a lot of y'all, have a hard nose for it. Talk about that mentality that you're bringing towards your team and the accountability part, so to speak.
Our mentality is like make people like, say for instance, like the best player, you want to go into the paint, right? We want him to think twice about going to the paint. You know he's gonna get hit hard. We know we're a small team, but like we play bigger than what we are. Everybody on the team know what we like, that we small, but like they gonna feel us basically.
Yeah, since we're small, we're definitely gonna have to do a lot more things than just score the ball. We got to be able to rebound, box out, do the little things to help us win because we're obviously an undersized team.
I say going off of them, everybody being able to buy in, not expecting one person to rebound, play defense, or score. All of us coming as a team together to win and be good this season.
So, you know, just going off the rail a little bit. Talk about your pregame routine. A lot of people want to know what type of music you listen to. You know, what's something that gets you going before the game? BJ.
I listen to like on the way to the games. I listen to soft music, but like time I hit the locker room, I've been listening to like some crazy stuff. I ain't gonna lie.
What's that go-to?
I listen to a little Young Boy, stuff like that.
Okay, what about you, Lane?
I really don't listen to music before the games. We just be listening to music in the locker room before the games, getting hyped for the games. So.
I'm kind of the same as BJ. On the way to the game or before the game, I'm kind of chill. But once it gets about that 30 minutes before, I'm up-tempo, YB.
Who's that person on the team that when time gets hard and the morale is down, who's that person on the team that get it back going, that lift everybody back up?
In my opinion, I think like Jaden Jones, one of our guys to get us going. He an energy guy. We feed off his energy. You know, he get practice turned. He gonna get the games turned. Just energy guy.
Coach saying you.
Oh, he said me. I was gonna say Jaden Jones too. I mean, during practice, we down. He make big plays, big defensive stops, get the energy going. He very up tempo, not afraid to talk out loud. So I feel like once he get going, everybody come with him.
Jaden is the doer. He's the sayer.
That's fair.
This is for Coach Swift. What advice would you give to a young coach trying to get into the profession?
That's a question we could go on all day about. I don't really know in what regards. If you know, number one, you got to get your degree. But I think young coaches, and we've talked about it. I don't know if I've talked with Becky about it or not, but I've talked to a lot of people about it. But the clinics are dying these days. Nobody wants to go to a clinic. Everybody wants to turn on YouTube or turn on whatever and watch some drills, and it's good. I mean, I get stuff off of that as well. But you miss the relationships. Who are you gonna reach out to when times are tough for you, and and network with, and those kind of things. And that's what I would tell young coaches: is network like crazy. Get to know as many different coaches as you can. There's going to be some kind of a style that you want to play. Find other coaches that do, that coach similarly, and get out and get to know them and ask questions and watch. And but I don't know. I don't know how you feel, Becky, but I just feel like these young coaches, they don't want to go to the clinics anymore and the face-to-face interactions and get to know each other. It's one of my favorite parts of coaching. And in Arkansas, we have a small state, and so all of us kind of know each other. And I can walk in almost any restaurant in Arkansas anywhere, and there's going to be somebody that has to do with sports, including you guys, that I'm going to know and have a conversation with. And that's one of my favorite parts of doing what I do.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge your team, considering what you're bringing back? What's the biggest challenge this team might face over the season?
Our conference.
Conference. That conference.
It's an incredible conference. It's so much fun. When I say fun, I mean the games are close. You're going to have to learn. I was telling Becky a while ago, you're going to have to learn to win close games early in the season. You'll develop. BJ said a word a while ago that's big with us: trust. You can't develop trust going and winning games by 30 or 40 points. You can only develop trust by just being in intense games in the fourth quarter. And learning you're going to have to win games on the offensive end. You're going to have to win games on the defensive end. You're going to have to win the special situations, whatever it is. And when in doing that, a trust will develop. A team will evolve throughout the season. And so it's really important. Our schedule is crazy tough, just like it always is. And we really haven't started talking about it yet. But real soon, we'll start talking about just what it takes to win in those last 2 and 3 minutes of basketball games. You said what we've got to overcome. Size, they've already told you. So a lot of times officials will put their whistles up in the last 2 or 3 minutes. In my opinion, the good officials do. And they're like, hey, man, we're not going to decide this game. We're going to let you guys decide it. Can we get the defensive rebound, when the other team doesn't care about, transition, they're sending 5 to the glass. Can we get that rebound? I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, okay, Coach. That wraps up the interview for today. We appreciate you all coming out, and drive safe.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, back with Pulaski Academy Bruins coach, first-year coach Ty Ferguson. Coach, why don't you first start off, just introduce the guys that you brought with you and tell us a little bit about each one.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you guys for honoring Kevin Miller's memory by doing this every year. He was a great guy, really special to me. I coached his son Darius back in the day in AAU, and we love him and miss him dearly. To the right, I got Maddox Pierce, a senior. I got senior Asher Thompson. I got junior Cole Rockwell, junior Baton Paydak.
You know, Coach, we're going to ask you a similar question that we asked Coach Yarbrough. It's your first year at Pulaski Academy. What's the biggest transition coming from, a public school like Southside to a private school like Pulaski Academy?
Yeah, so the most positive difference is these guys. Like they're self-drive, and I see it every day in the classroom. I see it every day in the locker room, and I see it every day on the court. They want to compete. You can tell that they've been raised by really good families with good drive, good desire, and the passion for basketball and overall success. The biggest difference, though, coming from a public school to private school, specifically PA, is the lunchroom. Coach Yarbrough knows what I'm talking about. The lunch is off the chain.
I'm gonna direct this to all four of the players. We can start down at the end with Asher, but you guys are still overall a younger team, really young last year. Start off slow, meshed well, finished strong. You guys played really well against a great Mills team last year and came up short. Start down here. Asher and Maddox want to hear you guys kind of step into that leadership role and realize that there's a lot of playing time over the past couple of years for y'all, but now you're seniors, you're stepping into that role. And then Koa and Baton, the same thing. You guys aren't seniors, but just talk about more of that expanded role that you guys have on and off the court.
Yeah, I mean, my sophomore year did not play, and then junior year we had a lot of people that quit, so I immediately became a starting player and played almost every minute of every game. So that was a big jump. But our leadership, it helps with like Vuitton has been playing up since like sixth grade. So has Koa. They both started as freshmen, and so I think we are a younger team, but overall the leadership is still there.
Yeah, I think overall we have a lot of experience on the court. Me and Ash were returning. We played pretty much every minute last year. Baton, Koa, same thing, played every minute last year. So I think we have a lot of good experience, and ready to play hard every game.
Going off what Maddox said, we're constantly building as a team with our chemistry and everything. So I feel like this season, it's going to be a good season, especially Coach Ferg.
Yeah, coming off of last year, all four of us started, so I feel like we have a lot of team chemistry both on the court and off the court. And me and Koa, we've been playing on varsity for the last 2 years, so yeah, I feel like we're pretty experienced.
Coach, at this moment, where do you say your team is at right now?
Right now it's tough to tell. This is my first time anywhere that I've been where I've had a quote unquote legit off season. We've got enough to scrimmage and go up and down the court. I've never had that before, so we're a little further ahead than what we've been in with my past teams. But we have a 22-person roster this year. We got 11 in off season, so that's half of the team still coming from football. So we're kind of balancing and weighing how much do we put in now and have to reteach later, but also we want these guys to be ready for the couple of games that are going to happen before football gets over here when we're not a complete team.
Right. Baton, talk about your leadership role. You coming in this season, you're one of the returning starters, one of the go-to guys. Talk about your leadership and how it's going to affect your team.
Yeah, I feel like my role as a leader on this team has been kind of like pronounced, especially with like seniors leaving last year. And I feel like I've taken my communication up a level as Coach Ferg has been wanting of me, and being the loudest on the court.
So talk about your schedule. Talk about that off season and that preseason coming into it. Yeah. Talking about how important your scheduling is going to be for this team.
Yeah, our schedule's spicy. We play a lot of really good higher classification teams. I know that we're going to play Texarkana before we get football. They're going to come to PA. We play Sheridan at Sheridan. We're going to play Cabot. We're going to play Bolognia. We're going to go to Greene County Tech. We're going to play a couple out-of-state teams. That's going to be announced pretty soon. But really the goal behind that scheduling process is to get these guys battle tested, get these guys ready. The harder we play in off-season and the more adversity we face in the preseason and before conference season, the more we're going to be prepared for those really tight games, either in conference or in regionals, to try to get to the state tournament. So we're just trying to be battle tested. Like we've said, we're younger. These two to the right of me, they're the only two seniors we have. Our other two classes are really pretty loaded size-wise, and we're just trying to get everybody ready for what's to come at the end of the year when it's most important. I don't care about winning in December and January. February is when you want to be winning. So that's the goal.
This question's for Koa and Baton. It feels like both of you have gotten like a lot of hype this summer, leading into the end of last season and this summer. What have the two of y'all done to maybe warrant this hype?
So I feel like me and Koa, we had great summer in AAU and in school ball. I feel like we've been putting a lot of work together. Like we've been on the gun, we've been training a lot, and I feel like we can warrant the hype a bit.
Yeah, that helps a lot. We worked out together, and then AAU, I had a lot of coaches help me out and go to camps and training. That built my game up and my experience as well too.
Hype is kind of a trick question, right? Both of these guys know that they're not where they need to be right now, and sky's the limit for both of them. But as far as hype goes, we all know that you're only as good as your next time on the court. So we're just trying to, every day, guys on both sides of me are just trying to get better and push each other to grow. And nobody's bigger than the program, nobody's bigger than the team. We're going to win playing team ball and sharing the basketball.
And this for the players. There's a lot of pressure being a student athlete, right? So talk about the pressures of playing basketball. You have your academics, and you have life. Talk about the pressures and how you deal with it.
Let's let Asher answer this one.
Yeah, I mean, I started, like, just to be completely honest, I started the year off and, like, almost not feeling the pressure. Like, I just thought it wasn't a thing. And I, like, took school lightly and just kind of breezed through it. And then that was a rude awakening when 3 weeks in, you kind of see, like, oh, I gotta lock it in. So now in my study halls, I have to sit with Coach Ferg, and we sit there and do homework. So, yeah.
That was a great question. Thank you for that.
Coach Ferg, understands the pressure, so he made us get an accountability partner, and Asher's mine, so I got to keep him, make sure he's balanced out his life, make sure he has time for basketball, time for school, time to be a good kid and enjoy life. But we got to focus on basketball and get ready for the season.
I feel like pressure is a thing at PA because all the programs we have and the standards, we are held to accountability, and we have to reach those at PA. So.
I feel like Coach Ferg's raised the standard ever since he got here, and he definitely wants us to be more students than athletes, like excel in the classroom as well as on the court.
So, Coach, talk about, that team last year. I know it's your first year here, but talk about that team last year that you see on the schedule that you're looking forward to, that one game.
I've never been one to really just pinpoint one game. Like, obviously conference is really important. You want to take care of your business when, Morrilton comes to town, Joe T comes to town, or when we go to Heber or Clinton. So there's not really one particular game circled. Just get better every single game. I know that we're young and we're going to start the season out missing half of our team because of football. And I just want these off-season guys to be ready for the season, and then I want to get football ready as fast as they can, and then once conference comes around, I want to be ready to rock. And like I touched on earlier, I want to be playing our best basketball when it matters the most, not in December.
Coach Ferguson, you touched on a few things, that you're working on with the team, right? You have a little bit of height, but not necessarily a lot of size.
Yes, sir.
You've got half your team still in football. What do you see as the biggest obstacle that you and your team are going to have to overcome, not just over the next month, but for the entirety of the season?
Early on with these guys in particular, the obstacle was raising the standard and understanding that, our standard and the standard for PA and the standard for success is high, and that you're only as good as your weakest link. So we're trying to pull everybody up from the youngest, most newest guy to the veterans. Our biggest obstacle is going to be just teaching these guys how to win those close games, understanding that they belong on the court with anybody, and that we have the roster build up to make a deep run in the state tournament. But it's got to start with them doing what they're supposed to do every single day, and we're chipping away at it.
Yeah, PA has one of the best fan bases that's in the state. Talk about how important is it for the fans to get behind you all, for each player.
I'll start with it. The previous years, we haven't really had many people go to our games because we wasn't really good. And I feel like this year we have a new start, so we have a lot of people going to our games and watching, so that'll help as well.
That was one of Coach Ferg's biggest emphasis when he first got here, trying to fill the stands and having our games feel like a real home game. And especially football's kind of had the spotlight, especially last 5-10 years, but I feel like basketball's on the come up right now.
Yeah, I would say last year we definitely didn't have as much people at our games, but when we did, I feel like we all performed well and we were motivated to perform well. So this year we're trying to get a lot of people and we're trying to pack the stands.
We didn't really give people a good reason to watch us, just to be honest. We lost a lot of close games, and we just always ended up losing every single time, it felt like. But so I think that goes back to us, and winning is why people would come watch us.
We're going to do different things too to get out and reach out to the community to try to get more involvement and more people to show up. Me and Coach Yarbrough have talked a bunch about how can we theme nights when we're playing together just to get a few more butts in the seats. We're going to partner with a local nursing home to where we're going to bring our kids up there to them to hang out for a bingo night or a Thanksgiving night or whatever. And then on the flip side, they're going to bring 5 or 6 residents just to get out of the house. They're going to bring them to PA basketball games. So just little things like that, getting these guys out in the community, teaching them how to talk to people, teaching them to be servants to others. everything plays into one common goal of winning a state championship, and we're just trying to touch every base of that. But having fans behind us does help.
You hear that, PA? Get y'all busting them stands. So, yeah, to close it out, Coach, talk about how important it is for your team to stay grounded, stay in that moment, you know.
I mean, no disrespect, they don't have a reason to not stay grounded, right? Like these guys, especially these two to the right, this is their last year, and we talk about it a lot. Like, you know, yesterday was your last Tuesday of fall break practice. That's the reality that's hitting these guys. There's no takebacks. They'll never get a fall break Tuesday practice back again. Like, the ball's about to stop bouncing for these two to the right of me. And then these two to the left of me need to understand that once they're gone, now it's their time to step up and do what they're supposed to do. And I just want the message to these two guys, my seniors, is do every single thing you can to, one, improve this program and be something that you can come back to a couple years from now and be proud of. And don't be 10 years down the road regretting, thinking, man, I should have spent more time shooting on the gun. I should have listened to Coach Ferguson. I should have had my grades right. Like, don't let little things like that affect what your senior season looks like. And then even more special for these two is both of them are playing with little brothers who are going to get minutes this year. And so for them, it's not only let's be an example as a senior leader for the basketball team, it's how can I be an example for my own flesh and blood of making them the best player that they could possibly be. So really, you know, you just stay grounded in the moment of we're trying to compete for a championship. What does it take every single day, even on a random Wednesday in October? What does it take for us to get there?
Well, Coach, that concludes our interview. We appreciate you all coming out. Good luck to you.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks for having us.
Okay, up next we have Watson Chapel. Head coach Brown, Linnell Brown. Coach, introduce yourself and who you brought with you.
Okay, my name is Linnell Brown. Second year here at Watson Chapel, coming from the boys' side to coaching girls. I got senior Jayla Rogers, senior Alexis Anderson, senior Miranda Emerson, and also senior Christian Lovey.
Okay, Coach, talk about your goals and expectations for this team coming up.
Kind of like every other coach said, the standard is what it is. We live on the standard. Everybody knows what's expected of them. We are very senior heavy, 7 seniors, 6 sophomores, so they have a lot on their plate, especially with 3 of them coming back that started for me last year. So the expectation is high, but they're going to get it done.
And to the girls, all seniors, Talk about your leadership roles and talk about, how you plan on implementing that throughout the season and just how the morale is considering you all the seniors.
I think being a leader really makes our team, because without being a leader or having a leader, our team goes down.
Yeah, the energy aspect of it, we always gotta keep pushing each other. So the leadership roles, they real heavy, real heavy.
Being a leader is a lot. You got to make sure everybody in line, make sure we're doing what we got to do, make sure we're doing good.
I'll say being a leader is real hard. You got to put everybody in place and, just help them out with certain things and know everything, know every role on the team too.
So what's some of you all goals and expectations?
My goal is to win state. Well, my goal is to win state, win conference champs again, but my biggest goal is to really win state for real my senior year.
Yeah, winning state is always a good goal. It's actually one of the top goals. But getting out there, get my name out there. So that's one of my big goals this year.
My goal is to play hard every game because it is my last year. So yeah.
My goal is to actually have our heads in the game, no attitudes, put our mind into it, and actually win.
All right, this is for Coach Brown. It feels like Watson Chapel's program is always a contender in conference. It doesn't, even when Coach Yarborough was at Star City, Watson Chapel was always in the picture, right? What makes this program special and so much better than maybe others in the area?
The standard. The standard is to win, always. Even when I was in high school, the girls program was good. And when I took over the job, I told them, hey, the standard is what it is, and we're going to win. That's the expectation, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, talk about some players that you might lean on, considering you have 4 seniors here. Talk about the other players that you might be leaning on that's not here.
Again, yes, I do have 7 seniors, with these 4 being the top, but I do have 4 sophomores coming in that's going to play a whole lot for me. Inaya Dement, Jemiah Wilson, Courtney Tripp, those 3 there, and Jada Briggs, they're going to play big roles for our team, especially being when, who knows what could happen. One of my seniors can go down. They got some shoes to fill, but they really have been getting out there with the help of these seniors. They've been pushing them, getting them prepared because it's no another shot for them. This is it for them. So they can't let those sophomores determine their senior year.
So to the players, what's some of the things you've been working on during the off season, over the summer, coming into this season? What's some of the things you've been working on?
I've been going to the gym this summer a whole lot, really practicing on shooting, being on the gun, shooting my threes and stuff.
You can go. I've been working on my shooting, my ball handling, going to AAU tournaments, trying to get seen and get out there.
I've been attending a lot of college camps. Yeah, that's been helping a lot too.
Also, I've been in the gym more. I've been working on certain moves. I've been shooting on the gun, and my brother been working out with me and stuff, and that's all I've been working on for in the summer, and playing AAU games and going to college camps.
So this is also a question to each of the girls. What's that one game you guys are looking forward to playing this year? And it might be that game that kind of got away from you last year that you're ready to play again so you can get that win. It might be against that team where you guys know a lot of the players on the opposite team and your friends, and it's just a lot of fun to play in. But what's that one game you're really looking forward to getting back on the court and playing this year?
I'm really looking forward to play Camden again because we did fall short in regionals, and I feel like we didn't try our best at all.
Back to what Jayla said, Camden for real, because I really didn't play my best. I feel like I let my team down because of what I was doing. I wasn't really playing for it. I didn't show up or anything like that. So I'm really looking forward to play Camden.
I'm looking forward to playing D Queen because they were top in our conference. So I'm looking forward to playing them and getting over. I guess.
I'm looking forward to Camden because I feel like we could have did better, but we just came short, and we just got to come back stronger.
All right, Coach, one last question for you. It's kind of an exciting time at Watson Chapel. You have the new school coming up, coming off an undefeated conference championship. What needs to be done to take that next step?
Again, come back to the first question that was asked, the leadership. Again, it just keep going back to the same thing. We're young, so these young ladies, their leadership roles gonna play a big part in us winning. Even the close games, those kids come from junior high, they never played in tough games. So it's gonna be very, very important that they step up and be leaders of our team, because I can't get it done on the court for them. Coach can't get it done for them on the court. They have to be out there on the court, coaching these girls up, pushing them and getting them in the right, push them in the right direction.
And for the girls, who's been the biggest influence on your basketball journey? Who's that one person? Who's that one person, or what's that thing has had the biggest influence on your basketball journey?
My auntie got me into basketball, and my family pushes me, and also my teammates, because we've been playing with each other since before 7th grade. So we really have a strong connection, and we know what each other can do on the court.
I'll say my brother, and because he really had me start playing basketball every time. Like, he go to the gym, I'll just sit there and get his rebounds and stuff. So my brother's really like my influence on it, and I'll say my teammates, because they always push me too, and my family as well.
My mom, because she actually forced me to play basketball when I didn't want to. So I'm actually glad she did, because I found a love for it. And then my teammates, because they hold me accountable. So, yeah.
I say my family and teammates because they always believed in me when I feel like I couldn't do nothing, and we got a bond that's unbreakable.
Okay, Coach. Well, that wraps up our interview. We appreciate you all coming out, giving us insight on your program and your mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank y'all.
All right, we're back with the Bolognia Lady Eagles. Coach, why don't you introduce yourself and then introduce each of the ladies that you brought with you?
Good morning. I'm Jeremy Simon, head coach of the Bolognia Lady Eagles, and I'm in my 18th year of coaching and 6th year here at Bolognia. We're happy to be here this morning. To my far right, we've got our senior, Maddie Mannion. Next to me, I got my junior, Brianna Burnham. To my left, I've got my senior, Haven Buck, and then to my far left, our junior, Kim Henry.
Coach, you guys are in this super easy 5 6A conference, right, where there's not hardly any competition.
In our classification, it's pretty tough.
Just talk about scheduling, right? Because your conference is loaded, 5A is loaded. Talk about scheduling the off season to prepare these girls for that week to week and game to game grind later on in the season.
Yeah, so like you said, the 5A conference is loaded. There's always some really good teams in it, and you kind of want to look, who's out there and who's really good and who you want to schedule non-conference wise. It's going to try to prepare you to play those teams. And we always try to put our team in some tough non-conference games just to challenge them as players, challenge them as a team. And we just want to put them in situations that are going to help them in the long run. And so we put together a tough non-conference schedule this year. Right off the bat, November 13th, we're going to go to Bryant, a team that has almost all their players back, going to be a really good team in the 6A Central, the team that beat us this summer at UALR camp, a game that we are really looking forward to start the year off. The very next week, we've got at Marion, and then we got Fayetteville coming to our place. So we'll know right off the bat where we are as a basketball team. It'll be a good measuring stick for us. In December, we are hosting our tournament. We got a lot of good teams coming to it. We've changed up our schedule a little bit. We're going to go to Springdale to a classic up there this year. It'll be the first year we've been up there, but a lot of good competition up there. And over Christmas break, we'll go to Dallas again at the Duncanville tournament. It's always a really good tournament. A lot of good teams from Texas and Louisiana and just really all over. And our teams had a fun time of going down there and making that trip and playing teams that we don't normally get to play. And I felt like both years that we've gained a lot from it. So we're looking forward to that. And we've got Nashville on the schedule in late January. So one of those late season non-conference games that Nashville's always really tough to beat, and they always give us a big challenge. So we want to make non-conference tough on these ladies, and hopefully our schedule will help us in the long run.
This question is directed to each of the ladies up there. You graduated one of your teammates that was one of the best players in the state last year, right? She was a great leader on the court. She was a great leader off the court. Maddie and Haven, you guys are now seniors. You're stepping into that role. Brianna and Kim, you guys have been playing forever. You may not be a senior, but you're a leader on and off the court. We can start down here with you, Maddie. Just talk about how that role has now changed for you being, way more of a leadership spot than what you were in the past because you had Sydney.
Well, coming in as a freshman, I looked up to all of our older girls and how their leadership role had an impact on me. And I wanted to, my next year when we had the next girls, Kim and all the other sophomores come up, I wanted to be there to help them come into the season. And I think just overall, each year coming through and now being a senior, it has a huge impact on me. And anyone can be a leader. It doesn't have to be just a senior or anything. Just take stand and do what you think is best for your team. It doesn't have to be senior, so yeah.
I think our leadership role has changed because since Sydney's graduated, she kind of did a good job of holding all of us accountable. So I think this year everyone's kind of pitched in, just like how Maddie's saying, it's not like a senior leader, but it's kind of like anybody on the team is taking a stand and leading us.
I wouldn't say that we all just have a leadership role. I think that we've all just tried to make our team dynamic close and just try to make it more about, it's not all just about basketball. We're all a family too.
Yeah, I think we all do a pretty good job at being a leader, considering most of us played as freshmen. We know what it's like to feel like a younger person on the team, so we try to make the sophomores feel welcomed and, doing a good job at leading them.
So talking about leadership, where do you see you all in February, or what's your goals for this season?
Just going one game at a time. Since we have a tough non-conference, it'll help us definitely keep pushing for our conference and keep going for, a couple of those tough games. But February, we should be held to a pretty high standard and be ready to go when it comes to March time.
Just get through our off season. Well, we're getting through our off season right now, and then we need to get through our non-conference games before conference, and then take on conference and not take it for granted. Don't just go into a game thinking it's going to be easy because we beat them before, because each team can get better. They can get move-ins. Like, each team changes each year, and it could be a whole different game than it was last year.
Right.
And then that'll prepare us for the state tournament, which I think we have a good chance this year.
I'd say kind of like Maddie, just take one game at a time, but just all have the same end goal, and then make sure to stay focused and know what we all want.
Yeah, I would say playing hard every game, no matter the talent-wise of whatever team we're playing, is a goal that I think we all should have, because we're a really good team, and not taking a game for granted would show how good we really are.
Coach, what's one of the biggest challenges with this team that you see so far?
Well, that's a good question. I kind of want to look at what we did last year as a team, and then, what we can do as coaches, as players to improve some of the mistakes that we made last year. And one of the things is we made too many turnovers as a team last year, and that's something that we've addressed in the off season, and we're going to try to get better at. Free throw shooting's got to get better. We were like 62% last year. The girls have done a good job of coming in a lot of mornings at 6:30 a.m. to work on their free throws. I've noticed a huge improvement in that area. We always do like free throw conditioning at the end of practices and stuff, and put them in situations where you got to make free throws, or we're going to run just tough situations. But just trying to keep this team healthy. Last year we had to fight a lot of adversity. We had a lot of players that got hurt, and we had to have different players step up. I mean, there probably wasn't a game last year where everybody was 100%. I think late in the year we started getting healthy and we started playing better, but we struggled a lot in November, December. We had just had a lot of players out, so trying to keep our girls just healthy and focused and motivated throughout the year.
Coach, this question kind of expounds on that a little bit, and it's the exact question that I asked to Coach Yarborough at Pulaski Academy. She had a point guard that had the ball in her hand 95% of the time, and you graduated a point guard that had the ball a lot. So do you have that one player that's going to have the ball in her hand a whole lot, or is it going to be more of a committee?
I think it's going to be a committee of players. Everybody knows they have to step up this year. Sydney scored about 600 points for us last year, so now we've got to give those points to somebody else. We got to find ways of where is that 600 points going to go. And for me, it's kind of it's a new era of Bologna basketball. An era without post Sydney Middleton. She was such an incredible player for our school, and set a school record for amount of points she scored. But I believe in this group of girls. They are motivated. They seem like they're on a mission, and hopefully they can keep the success going.
Considering that, the success part, that's a mentality, right? So, and with that, it's a lot of pressure. And I'm pretty sure some of the practices be grueling, be real tough. Who's that one person, who's that one player that gets the morale up, get the energy back up on the team?
I'd say anyone, to be honest with you. Everyone comes in every day, ready, whether you're exhausted from our morning workouts or not, everyone comes in ready to go. And I'd say literally anyone on the team, whether it's clapping, yelling, get your head out of your butt, everyone's ready to go. And it's not just one person, I'd say it's everyone.
Okay, so.
Okay. Am I going?
Everyone?
Yeah, I would say everyone. Obviously, everyone has an off day every once in a while, but you can always count on any of the girls to pick you up.
I'd say it helps that we've all just kind of grown up together too, because we all know each other just about everything, and so it helps that we're all just close.
So get some insight on each one of you. What's your go-to song? What's that pre-game mentality? What you listen to? What's that? What's that routine like?
Woo! You don't want to know my playlist, but it's a lot of pump up hype music. I'll say that, and I'll get the girls ready to go on the bus sometimes with some better stuff. But, when we head to the games, we don't want to get too riled up because we don't want to, lose our energy or go into the game thinking we got this, like, no easy. So I'd say pretty much all of us kind of have the same music taste, whether it's country or it's, pretty good music, that big pump up music, but we're ready to go all the time.
For me, I get on the bus and we eat, and then I put my AirPods in, turn on my country music, and I go to sleep.
Maddie, like Maddie was saying, Maddie's a character. She plays her music. Like, once Maddie's hyped up, everybody's laughing, so.
I listen to old music. I put my headphones on and don't really listen to the stuff they play unless it's like a really good song. So I don't know a specific song.
They were listening to Creed this morning.
Yeah.
So
One last breath.
that was their go-to this morning to get fired up.
Coach, I'm curious, what's your pregame? What's your mentality like?
Hobby Lobby Bobby.
Yeah, right. I don't guess I have one. Usually it's more quiet and trying to focus on what we're about to do, what we're about to get into, and the offenses that we're running right off the bat, and that I can't say I have a go-to music.
Is there a moment from last year that you all can look back at and say, you know what, that's the moment that we don't want to get back to. We want to get past that moment, not let that happen again?
I definitely say around end of November, close to December, we kind of fell off for a second. It wasn't, something just didn't feel right, we weren't gelled together, but once we hit, I think when we went to Duncanville in December time, the day after Christmas, we did a lot of good team bonding and just going to each other's rooms and just talking, and like everyone said what they needed to say. Everyone just bonded really good, and we finally got our gel back together and we played together. We definitely got beat up down there, but we played through adversity and everyone finally gelled back together. And once we came back home, I forgot who we played, but we were on our home court, and it was a really great game. Everyone had their chemistry back together, but we've all been playing together since 3rd, 4th grade, so we already have that great chemistry, and we're all like sisters together, so we already have it.
We had a game last year, I'm not going to say where, but we kind of took it for granted a little bit. We were on the road. It's a conference game. We had not lost to them this year or last year, and we kind of took it for granted, and it ended up being a very close game. I think we only won by 3. So we definitely don't want to get back there. That's why we're going to take it one game at a time and just like zoom in and focus on the team we're playing that night, not the team we're going to play next week.
I'd say Maddie and Bree covered that question very well.
I agree.
All right, well, I'd like to hear from all the girls here. So what's the best or the funniest Coach Simon story you got from him? Y'all have been around him for a while. We're not trying to get him fired, but I want the funniest Coach Simon story out there.
There's a lot. Katie, you can go.
So off season last year, we were doing a shooting drill, and he was filling in for the girls because me and Katie Simon, and I don't know who else was hurt, and we were in our old gym, and we were just videoing for some reason, and he shot up this 3 right at the buzzer. We had to get one more 3, and he went ballistic, jumping up and down, and did his arms like this, and he was like, it's in, and everybody was laughing.
I probably have to say last season when we took off for a game and he forgot his kid. I forgot about that. That was not really funny, but after it happened, it was funny.
Ready? I'd say last week we were doing Eagles shooting, and I had to get the goal of 65, and I had Haven and Coach Simon rebounding for me, and I want to say like 7 seconds left to get my last 5 points, and I came around the corner, and Haven was right there in the corner, so I thought she just tossed me the ball, but the ball had to come from the top of the key. Well, I was focused on Haven, and I was turning my head, and I see the ball come straight at my face, and I ducked, and it smoked me right in the shoulder. And he was worried at first, and then he was like, wait, she's fine. So he starts laughing. So then I go to my next shot, and the ball, I missed it. The ball came right back to me. So I was like, I got it. Let's keep going. No. I look at the ball, and he almost smokes you right in my dome. And I had to duck my head, and then he just lost it after that. And then there's another time last year, we were walking past the office, and he's like, all right, let's go to the old gym. And he had his kid, Aspen, on his desk sleeping with the lights off. And he's like, well, got to go get my kid. So I'd say that.
Last year we were at BB, and we were down going into the half. And at the end of halftime, Coach Simon looks at us and is like, if y'all win this game, I'll take y'all to eat Mexican next week. And so we won that game, and we did go get food.
Well, Coach, one last message you want to send to the fan base about the program if they're watching?
Yeah, just the fact that these girls have had a great off season. They've been working their tails off for me. We lift early in the morning. We've actually done that since last spring. These girls, kind of asked me if they could do morning workouts so they could have more time to practice in the afternoon. So we started morning workouts last spring, and it's carried over to this off season. We practice in the afternoons in a hot gym with no AC, and if it's 95 degrees outside, it's 120 in that gym, and I've never had one complaint from them. They have worked their tails off. Thankfully, this morning was their last 6:45 a.m. workout, so they are definitely happy about that. So, yeah, just excited about the season, and just I like this group a lot. We got 14 girls that all started kindergarten at Bolognia, and I think that's very rare these days. So I'm just looking forward to working with them this year.
Well, that concludes our interview. We appreciate you all coming out. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, up next we got the Benton Panthers with head coach Dexter Hendricks. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us this morning.
Introduce yourself and who you brought with you.
Sure. Like you said, I'm Dexter Hendricks, head boys basketball coach at Benton High School. Brought 4 guys with us this morning. I'll start over here. We have sophomore Anthony Spratt, and we have sophomore Brian Cowell. We have our seniors over here, Javarius Russell and Jahir Hardwell.
Coach, I just want to start off right out the back talking about that season last year. Man, just the ending and, the whole ride all the way to the finals. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, it was something special. That's something we're really proud of. I think everybody thinks about that last game and excuse me, how we came back and find a way to win that game. But it was just a special season overall, something we're really proud of, and really proud of the guys that were all a part of it. Everybody that was a part of that last year, from sophomores to seniors to freshmen to everybody. We're just really proud of those players that were part of that program, and coaches that were part of that program, our program last year, and what we were able to accomplish. First time in school history is something truly special. So, and really proud of the guys that are, at the next level now. We have 5 guys playing at the next level that start their season this weekend. And
wow.
Really proud of them and and excited to watch them. But that was something we're proud of. But we know it's time to put that kind of in the past and try to earn everything we can get this year now.
So to the players, considering that season you had last year, talk about the pressures coming into this year and your goals and expectations.
The pressures is going to be a lot of pressures after winning the state championship. Everybody think you want to do it again, so it's really just on you, how hard you work, being coming together as a team, trying to do what you did last year.
Yeah, like he said, we just trying to come together as a team and build as a team and just get ready for the year.
Yeah, it's gonna be pressure, but we just gonna stick to our principles, playing defense like we do.
These guys got a big target on their back because of what they did last year, as I wasn't there last year. But I know it's going to be a lot of pressure because, they trying to go back-to-back. I'm trying to get my first one. But we just trying to get better 1% every day.
So, considering that, Benton has become one of the powerhouses in the 5A, just not the 5A, but the whole entire state. Just being a part of that program, talk about how it's been being under the tutelage of Coach Dexter and the rest.
Man, it's been crazy. Coach, he's a great coach. He always had a good team every time he's been there. Even though he didn't win states a lot, we won the first one last year. It's just a lot. It's a lot to it.
Yeah, it's a good program. It shows us how to win and gives us good winning habits that we need.
It's an amazing program. I've been in there for 3 years. It's just amazing.
It's my first year here. Like they said, good program, great coaching staff, and there's a lot of energy. Coach, he be working his tail off trying to get us college visits and, colleges at the practice. So, hats off to Coach.
Coach, your team is one of those teams that has a big target on their back. Coming into this season, let's talk about your non-conference schedule.
Yeah, for sure. That's something, we view pressure as a privilege. It's a privilege to feel that pressure and feel expectations are everything in a program, and I think that's something good, something you don't want to run away from. So with that, it kind of goes into your question, is our scheduling. I can't sit here and tell you game by game, because I know last spring when we really tried to put that schedule together, we tried to really make it challenging, just like I think every coach in the state is trying to do that for their team, make it challenging, get them ready for conference play. And I think that's something that we did again this year. I think our schedule will do its job and really push us to get better for a great conference that we're in. So that's the first thing that you want to look for, is just a non-conference schedule that can truly test you. We're on the road a lot early on, so I think it'll be a great test for this team as we're a work in progress, and we'll find out a lot about our team.
Yeah. So that one team that I know for sure, you all matched up against Little Rock Christian at the matchup showcase that's coming up November the 13th and 15th. Talk about that game, so to speak.
Yeah, really hadn't put too much thought into it. We know they're going to be a great team, obviously with a great player and a great coaching staff and multiple great players, not just JJ and those guys. But really hadn't thought too much about that yet. We'll get there. Eventually, be honest with you, we're thinking more about what we need to do today in practice and how we really need to make practice the best we can be and get better every day, and really just control what we can. We can't really control that outcome right now, what we do, but we can control how much better we get in practice every day. And we got to go to Searcy first before that. So I'm thought about probably more about Searcy than I have Little Rock Christian so far, and a great coaching staff and a team that will be ready to play. So I think that just goes right back to our non-conference schedule, and both of those teams will be really good test for us and something we're really excited about.
Talk about practice for each player. Talk about how that practice session, and I know Simi, he does a great job promoting you guys, giving us insight on how, just how tough those practices are. Talk about them.
Practice is always hard. Speaking about that, yesterday we was slow yesterday, and Coach got on us. And luckily, Coach Searod wasn't there. If he was, it would have been way worse. But the practice is just always hard. We go at it at practice every day. He never let us slack off at all. He always on everybody. He's gonna yell. He's gonna get us in the right spot, but it's gonna help in the end.
Yeah, practice be intense. We get after it every day. We just got a defensive mindset and work on defense every day, and we just trying to get better defensively every day.
Practice is it's a struggle. It's a fight. Fight for positions. People fight for spots. They yell at us. I see that man back there.
But practice is an all-out war every day. Every day is somebody else. It's another personal one-on-one battle, them going head-to-head in practice. But, if practice ain't like that, then I don't want it, because you're not getting better if there's no competition in practice. So every day it's very intense.
Hey, Coach, tell us some other players that you didn't get to bring with you today that you're really going to be leaning on this year. Maybe even some names that we didn't hear that much of last year.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I think a few guys come to my mind right away. Peyton Bolding, who's a really good player for us, had a good sophomore season off the bench for us last year. Is going to play a major role for us. Xavier Jones is another guy that's really small, quick, but really quick guard that's really gotten a lot better. That we're excited about the senior year he's going to have. And then we have Jacoby, Jeremiah Lee, two brothers. Jacoby was not with us last year, just focused on football last year, but he's back in the basketball program, and he's with us every day in practice right now. We're really excited about him and his younger brother, Jeremiah, as well. So when I can keep going, I don't want to leave anybody out, but those guys I feel like are going to be our core, and we're really excited about. And we have a couple of young sophomores, too, that can shoot the ball to do some good things for us. So I think we're going to have some depth a little bit, and we'll be able to really play our style and try to really get after people defensively. We understand that's where it starts. We made it very clear as a coaching staff, if you don't play defense, you're not going to play. So I think that's the expectation we're trying to set for our group.
This is for Coach Hendricks. Historically, Benton hasn't been a basketball school. But it seems as of lately, things are starting to shift maybe in that direction. What's been the biggest thing that's played into that?
Well, I think ultimately it's the players. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The players we've had in our program the last few years have been really talented players, and not only talented players, but great people. I mean, they're guys, and these four guys fall right in that line. I mean, you find out great players. They want to be coached. They want to play a tough schedule. They want to be pushed. They want to make it to that next level. And I think that kind of goes back to our community as well. You look at Bryant, it's right down the street from us. Won their state championship last year as well, and I think the community's really grown. It's a great school district, great town. So I think it goes not only more than athletics or basketball, but it speaks volumes to our school as well, as it's growing more and more. The community's growing, so I think that all plays a part in it. But yeah, for us and our basketball program, we've had some really talented players. I mean, I hope a coaching staff, we've gotten better each year, and I hope we see that this year as well. But it's the players. It's a players' game. There's no doubt about it. And I think we've had some really talented players, but really some great people too that's made a big difference.
So, Coach, let's talk about Coach Rob. Bringing a guy in like Coach Rob, a very exceptional guy, very passionate. I've been knowing Coach Rob for a few years, and everything I've seen him touch has been nothing but phenomenal. Give us some insight on Coach Rob and just what it means, him coming to the program. Yeah,
glad you mentioned that as well. Well, I think as kind of go back to Nick's question too, what's been the difference is it's been the coaching staff as well. The coach, not just nothing to do with me, but you go back to last 3 years, we've had Coach Burgess with us, who did a great job transition offense and really brought a lot to our program. Coach Gatton, who's not here this morning, is feeling sick this morning, but he's one of the best coaches I've ever seen, X and O coaches, and does a lot for our program, definitely relationships. And then you go to Coach C. Rob, like you were talking about. He's a guy that actually it shows you at my age, I'm getting old, but I coached him a long time ago, and he's the same way now. He's a competitor. I don't know if I met anybody that competes as hard as he does every single day. For us, he's tremendous. Never met a coach that's as good as the weight room for us. Really gets the guys physically ready and pushes them to be better. But I think the ultimate thing is he's just going to push you. If you're slacking, if you're not giving everything you have as a coach, as a friend, as someone for our players, he's not going to let you slack. And if you are, he's going to let you know about it and push you to get to the next level. So our program got better the day Coach C. Rob was hired, and we see that throughout this preseason, and it will pay off big for us this upcoming season.
This one's for Spratt. I know you're becoming a very sought-after high school prospect nationally. You've got Duke, Arkansas, people looking at you. I'm sure there's many other. I know it's a little bit down the line, but what is something you're looking at in a college?
Really looking at in the college is how the coach is, like, the players around me gonna help me get to where I need to. Like, are we gonna come together as a team? Is anybody gonna look to say they better than somebody, or they gonna come together? Really just that, the strength-wise, pushing me, just being hard on me at all times.
For the other players, Brian, talk about, what you're bringing to the table and your mentality.
Just doing everything it takes to win, just being a team player and doing everything it takes to win for sure.
Leadership, stepping into that leader role.
I say, like Javaria said, leadership role. I mean, as a senior, I didn't play tough schedule, especially being at Mill, so I didn't seen it as like they a winning program, so I didn't seen what it looks like to win. So really bringing that over here.
This is for Javarius. Describe your game. A lot of people have their opinions on your game. I want you to describe your game in your own words.
My game, defense. It's just one word. Wear it with pride. People don't like it, but I wear it. I love it. Defense.
Yeah, I'll add a little bit to that, if I could, if you don't mind. He's a guy that all four of these guys have really put the time in this offseason, spring and summer, to really improve their game. But I don't know if I've coached a player that's took as big as a jump as Javaris has. He's really shooting the ball really well. Spent a lot of time in the gym this summer. He's improved his offensive game. But like he said, I don't think it's no secret what he does best is, he picks you up from one end of the court to the next, and he's going to cause havoc. And I think that's contagious for our team. When you see one guy giving everything you have defensively and causing havoc, I think it makes your teammates want to do that as well. So he's going to be. We're going to demand that from him every night, and he's pretty special at that.
Okay, Coach, that concludes our interview. We appreciate you all giving us time.
Yeah.
Thank you, and good luck to you.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, up next we have the Lake Hamilton Wolves with head coach Scotty Pennington leading the way. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Man, no doubt. Coach, introduce yourself and who you brought with you.
My name is Scotty Pennington. I'm the head basketball coach at Lake Hamilton. This is my 14th year at Lake Hamilton, my 24th year overall. Today I brought my two senior captains. Right here on my right, I have our point guard, Victor Easter, and on my left, I have our forward/post player, Wyatt Ray.
Coach, talk about some of the goals and expectations you have for this season.
Well, for us, we had a really good 10 or 11 year run where we went to the state semifinals four out of 6 years, and last year, just due to depth and sickness, injury at the end of the year, that ended. First time ever in the 14 years I've been at Lake Hamilton that we did not make the playoffs. So that's obviously the goal is to get back and get these guys to where they can enjoy the things that some of our kids in the past got to enjoy and playing in the state tournament and trying to make a run. So that's our goal.
So, yeah, speaking on that, what's some of the biggest challenges you see with this team?
Well, one thing it's really a positive. Last year we just did not have any depth. We were playing 6 kids in 5A basketball. That's very tough. You play a team like Benton or the Maumelles, and they're 10, 12 deep, and we're playing 6, and we got towards the end of the year, and we're in a really good spot in our conference. I think we were in 3rd or 4th place at one point, and in the last 5 games of the year, just fatigue and sickness and injuries and beat up, and we just faltered there at the end. I think we lost our last 5 conference games to not make it. So for us, we're excited that this year we have a lot more depth. We feel like we have 8 to 9 kids that we can rely on and play in varsity in the games, and so we do think it'll be a different year as far as we're just having more depth, and we get in foul trouble, we're not having to worry about that and manage that as well as we did last year because we've got guys that we believe in on the bench.
So, to the players, talk about the energy, the chemistry, and the mindset coming into this season.
We've just been working hard, like every day. Coach P, he's been killing us at practice. We've been working. He's been having us run bleachers, doing all types of stuff. Like, I've been here, I'm a senior, I've been here my whole life, and our last couple of years, the hardest thing we've done is we have this one, like, medicine ball workout where we're running up the hill and stuff, holding the medicine ball, and that's probably the easiest day that we've had this year. Like, everything's been brutal. We've been worked. That's our motto.
Of course, the 5 and 60s, those aren't the good things at all. Definitely focusing on more, the weight room. Definitely, we have a younger team, so trying to get them ready for high school and things like that.
So, Coach, they've been pushed a lot harder. We've got a lot of guys that are being pushed into roles at earlier ages than they would have in the past, and so we have not taken it easy on them. The expectation is the expectation. At Lake Hamilton, we go to the state tournament, and we make a run, and we want to be, statewide. We want to be thought of as a team that you need to worry about. And so last year, we hope that was something that just doesn't happen again. So we're really pushing the kids and working them really hard and trying to get the absolute most out of them that we can.
So talk about your leadership roles. Coach leaning on you guys heavily this year. Talk about what that means to you.
Last year I was in 11th grade, so I wasn't, I haven't really stepped into that leadership yet. But this year I'm having to step into it, be more hard on my teammates, things of that nature.
I would say the same thing. Like, there's every day there's this one sophomore that Vic, he's just on him every day. He's helping him get better, and it helps him a lot, and it's helping us a lot.
So, what's some of your goals? I mean, I know you guys, the leadership, you're on them. Talk about what you're expecting from these guys or your team.
They're younger, so I'm really wanting them to feel how high school is so differently from junior high. I'm pressuring them a lot so they can.
Being able to handle pressure.
Yeah.
It's just a different level. When you're getting ready for Javaris Russell, 94 feet, it's a different level than what they've seen, and so Vic is trying to take some of these young guards that we're going to rely on and push them to a whole nother level and get them ready for what they're going to see in our conference. Obviously, our conference is brutal. If the state championship's it comes out of the South most of the time, and here lately it seems like every year it does. And so, he does a good job with those young guards that we have, trying to get them ready. And same way with Wyatt, we have a newcomer that's going to be his backup, and he's pushing him every day, trying to get him to where he needs to be able to compete with the schools that we compete with, like the Bentons and the Hot Springs and the teams that we have to beat to get out of our league.
Talk about that conference. Talk about that non-conference. How important is that non-conference scheduling for your team to prepare them?
We've never shied away from playing anybody. I joke with my girls coach, and Conway's sitting over here right now. Our girls team feels like they have a really good chance to have a good year. And he called me, Coach Conley called me and said, "Hey man, you know that bye date late in the year in February? What do you think about playing Conway?" He said, "I kind of want to play Conway." And I'm like, "Okay, Blake, we'll do it, man. Let's go." Because we just don't shy away from playing anybody. So we're going to play the 6As. We'll go on the road a lot in non-conference, try to prepare them for what that's going to be like in conference. And it's always served us well in the past. This team is young, a lot of guys that are unproven, but the only way they're going to get there, the only way they're going to learn is to throw them into the fire and see what happens. So that's what we'll do.
So to the players, talk about that pressure. You got high school, you got basketball, you got your academics, you got life, right? So talk about the pressures of that and how you're handling it coming into this season.
I feel like it's really a time management thing, knowing what you have to do and what you don't have to do at this time,
I'll say this about Vic too. Vic, in his younger years, was a little bit of a knucklehead, and it's been so much fun watching him mature. And a kid that I had to stay on in 7th, 8th, 9th grade about grades and what you do on the court and off the court, and now to see him 3.5 GPA. I check his grades every day, and he's taking care of his business. How he's grown and matured has just been really fun to see. Same way with Wyatt. These guys, they do it right in the classroom. They do things right on the court. They do things right out in the world. And those are the kind of kids that we want representing our program. So it's been fun to watch them grow up and see how they handle their business. And the fact that he would even know the term time management is good compared from how he was when he was a younger kid.
So, what's that one game? I know knowing Coach P, he don't like you looking too far ahead, but is it that one game on the schedule that you're looking forward to playing?
We just take it game by game. We don't ever look into the future. Just got to make sure we win every game that's coming up.
I like to say the same thing, like just the next game, one step at a time.
Next game mentality.
I'm glad they say that, but if they're being honest, I would think probably the two in-town rival games with Hot Springs and Hot Springs Lakeside is a really big deal for our kids and our community. Those games are really highly attended. The student sections are just busting at the seams, and those are really fun. And in the end, we all want to win a state championship, right?
Right.
But in the end, these kids are going to get to play high school basketball for a certain amount of time.
That's right.
And it needs to be fun. Mm-hmm. It needs to be something that they can talk about for, 20, 30, 40 years after the fact. And, those games against those rivals where the stadium's packed and the crowds are just loud as can be, those will be the ones that they take forever. So, yes, we want – I'm so glad they gave the great answer of the next team that's on the schedule, but the truth is I know they look forward to those two.
So, just piggyback off what Coach said. He said the crowd be busting at the seams, and I know how important support is, the fan base. you know, especially when you're playing on the road. Talk about your fan base, and I'm pretty sure if they're watching, talk to them and let them know how important it is to have that support.
I feel like it's very important. You know, we have to have energy from the crowd. It brings on to our players of how we play, how much grit we have from, you know, the crowd, how hyped they get.
Yeah.
I think it brings us together and makes us real hype as a team.
I love our community. Our community's the best. They're, no matter where we're playing, home or away, they're always going to be there, and they're always going to be there for us.
So, Coach, you know, to close it out, talk about just how you expect your team to grow from now until later on.
Well, we are a work in progress. We're doing a lot of changes to meet the players on our team. You know, we don't have the luxury of saying that we're going to run dribble drive every single year and we're going to play man to man every single year. Well, you know, we may have a group that's really good at that, and then we may have a group that is better with something else. So we've made a switch offensively. We're running the Princeton offense this year. A lot of reads. Takes a lot of intelligence to do. Takes a lot of skill. You got to be great passers. Got to be great cutters. Also helps to shoot the ball well, and that's something that we've kind of always taken pride at Lake Hamilton in. We're going to probably play a little bit more zone this year than we have in the past. So there's a lot of things going on with us as far as we're teaching a lot of things that's new and changes that we've made that fits this team best. Maybe not the teams we've had in the past, but they fit this team, and they'll give them the chance to win. So that's what our focus is right now is, you know, we're going to be better and better by the time we get to conference, because you can only simulate so much in practice against your JV group. And, you know, we don't have the luxury of the Bentons and some of those teams to have 15 kids that are all really athletic and really quick. And so, you know, sometimes our JV kids and our JV group, they may not be able to simulate things in practice the way we need to see. So we're going to have to grow throughout our non-conference schedule when we get to play against other teams and their varsity teams. And we're excited to see how they do. We really like this team. They are great kids. They give us everything they have every day. They do right in the classroom. They do right away from school. And we're really excited and hopeful that they get to have the kind of season that we want them to have.
Okay, Coach. Well, that concludes the interview. We appreciate you all for coming out, and good luck on your season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't be bush.
Okay, up next we have the Conway Lady Wampus Cats with head coach Ashley Hudgecraft leading the way. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Introduce yourself and introduce who you brought with you.
All right. Just like you said, Ashley Hutchcraft, Conway High School. Over here we have junior guard Trinaya Weston. We have junior forward guard Mariah Wilson. And then we have sophomore guard Kylie Johnson.
So, Coach, your program is one of those story programs. You're always looking to have a deep run or have a team that's compatible. Give us some insight on just where your mindset coming into this season and the expectations of your team.
Sure. Well, we lost 9 seniors last year, and so we're extremely young. But these 3 young ladies have had major roles in the last few years. T has been Trinaya. We call Trinaya T. She has been our, one of our starting point guards. She was a freshman. Mariah might as well have been a starter. She's been our 6th man for 2 years, and so both of them have played huge roles since their freshman year. And then Kylie, we moved her up last year as a freshman, and she's just, she's one of the best guards in the state. And all 3 of them were big for us last year. So we do have 3 freshmen that we've moved up. We have just a lot of young players, but we also have 3 seniors that have kind of bought their time, for the last few years, and they're going to give us a lot of minutes. For the first time, in a long time, we have a lot of depth, and that's been interesting in the preseason. So we're young, but there's a saying: if they're going to bite as pups. And so we're hoping that they bite early.
So the state of Arkansas, girls-wise, it feels like there's a high prospect every year that comes out. It seems like they just keep coming. What is it about Conway? It feels like there's always, you have Kylie right here, she's got offers and stuff. What is it about Conway that always gets the high recruit that comes through, whether it be Chloe, Savannah? It just feels like it just keeps coming.
I guess we're blessed. That's all I got. I guess we've been blessed. We have great programs in our youth, and then I think just tradition. Long before I came to Conway, this is my 16th year at Conway, so I've been here a really long time. But long before me, it's just it's expected, and it is a very much of a family type atmosphere in Conway. I can remember when Kylie was this high and coming to our Lady Cat camp, and I can remember when Chloe and those players like that they were sitting behind the bench as 8-year-olds and just excited to be a Lady Cat. And that's something that that's just the culture I feel like that we have created, and that's something that I put on these players up here. You're leaving a mark, you're leaving a legacy, and I have to remind them that there are little eyes watching them, and they're wanting to be like them one day, and that's just I think that's just the culture of our basketball program right now.
So to the ladies, talk about playing for Conway Lady Wampus Cats. How is it? How's the culture? How does it feel?
The culture is it's very welcoming. Like when I first got here, my freshman year, I was small. Like I was so small, and I had Samaya, Emery, and Lex. They were always pushing me, trying to make me get better, trying to help me start. So in the weight room, when I didn't want to do the weight, they made me add weight. So they always push you. They always want to make you get better. It's not about just the team. It's not about winning games. It's about having you be a better player and a better person.
That's good. Anything else?
These are newbies. They're a little nervous today, so it's their first time.
I think just basically me growing up in Conway my whole life, I think just at a little age, just being around the group of people even before us, and how they just always energy, had a smile on their faces, just always loving towards us and rooting us on every step of the way. So just being there and just experiencing them, watching them play and stuff, just helped us out and stuff.
So we're going to start with Kylie so she can't copy off what she's on this end. Describe Coach Hutchcraft as a coach.
Coach Hutchcraft is very nice on the outside, but tough in the inside. Uh, Practices are usually challenging. Like, it'll start off, she'll be nice towards us, you know. You know, when her bun is right, practice is always good. So, if you know, she's very sweet. Just practice with her, just her energy level, like her willingness for us to like wanting to win each and every year with her is just like a blessing to be around her. So.
Yeah, so Coach Hutchcraft as a coach, she's an amazing coach. Like, I love playing for her, just doing what she tells me to do and stuff like that. It can be hard sometimes. Us at the track, us at Coach Jordan and stuff, like, it's real nice, but I love her. She's an amazing person.
So,
Coach Hutchcraft, she's hard, but like she said, she's very nice. Like, outside of practice, you know, I can always go talk to her. I can go to her classroom. Just whenever I want to, I can always talk to her. She's always somebody that I can talk to. But at practice, we be struggling, you know. we be running, but she's the type of coach. She wants us, instead of just running 24/7, we condition through the drills. So we always plan hard. That's one thing about her, the weight room. We're going to be in that weight room because we're so small this year. So one thing that we really got to be is gritty. We got to be strong. We got to be stronger and tougher than our other opponents.
yeah. So I had a chance to attend one of you all practices last year, and it was a practice shoot around, so to speak. But just the shoot around practice, the energy was high. Coach Hutchcraft, she always made sure your energy was up. How do you transfer the energy in practice to the game?
I feel like at practice, it's very high energy. You know, we're clapping, we're yelling, we're encouraging. We don't want to run, so we running. You know, we always just want to encourage each other. So at the game, you know, if you do it in practice, it transfers over to the game. So we always communicating, we're always loud, high energy. That's just Conway.
Also, it's just like basically preparing us for like the times where we're like down in our games, and like we want our team to just like cheer for us, like lift us up instead of like bringing us down. So like all that high intensity in practice, just like talking constantly, just being weirdly annoying, just like yelling and stuff like that, it will like help us when we're playing a tough team and we need that energy.
There you go. So, Coach, talk about your scheduling. I know your schedule is by far one of the toughest I see every year. So, talk about that non-conference schedule in the conference.
Yeah, we start out with our tournament that we put on at Conway, and we have 8 really good teams.
Yes.
You know, Earl's here, and they're in our tournament this year. So we have Earl, Nashville, Springdale Harbor, Little Rock Christian, Parkview. We have a team out of Kansas. I know I'm probably missing somebody. Help me out. Who else is it? Us and one other. And Malvern, Coach D's mother, Coach White. So we have 8 really good teams, and so we started off, you know, that first week, and it's bracket play, and we always say we're gonna know where we're at really soon, and so that's always exciting. We're gonna go to Houston this year and play there. I'm gonna play some really good teams out of Texas. We're gonna go to Missouri. It's a new one for us, the Midwest Showcase. And then we'll be back at Sandra Meadows, you know, for our non-conference tournaments. So, you know, it's just we pride ourselves in our schedule. We love to travel. We love to go out of state and play those teams out of state. You know, when you're in the 6A, we kind of get tired of playing the same people over and over again, and so we take a lot of pride in it. You know, and I feel like that's what helps us in the long run.
Yeah. So one last question, just for you. Talk about where your team is at now and where you would like to see them towards the end.
You know, we had this conversation in the car on the way here. I think our season's going to depend on these 3 people right here. that are with us, and that's a lot of pressure. But they know what it takes to, these two played in a state championship game. The year after we won the state championship, we lost 95% of our scoring. And, no one expected us to be back, and we made it back to the state championship game. These two were freshmen. They know what it feels like to win a lot of games. Last year we were 29-3. We were nationally ranked, and we lost at the end of the season. And they know what that feels like too. So, they're the three that have the experience. And again, like I said, we are very young, but we have a lot of depth. I think we're going to have games where, these three should start just about every game, and then we may rotate those other two starters kind of depending on who we're playing and who has the hot hand. And we're hoping that our younger players, and by younger players, we do have three seniors, but they're young as far as experience goes. But we're hoping that, our freshmen, our sophomores, our juniors, our seniors who don't have that big game experience, we're hoping that they come along pretty quick. So we're excited about where we're at right now. We have intangibles. We're going to be physically tough. We're going to play hard. We're going to have energy. Those things are always going to walk out there on the floor. That's something that is just expected at Conway, like these three young ladies talked about. So I think we feel good about where we're at. Obviously a lot of things have to come into play. Everybody's got to stay healthy. Last year we lost Alexis at the beginning of the year, and she was our leading scorer, leading rebounder. And I think because of our culture and our program, we were still able to do what we did. And I think losing 9 seniors, I think because of our culture, we're still going to be able to do what we normally do. And obviously having players like these three that are here with me today.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that concludes our interview,
Thank you,
Coach. We
guys.
appreciate you all coming
Thanks for
out.
having us.
And good luck on your season.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have the Hall Warriors with assistant coach Ahmad Martin.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Coach, introduce yourself and tell us who you brought with you.
Coach Martin, head assistant at Hall High. We got Landon Hill, returning senior. Micah Moore, returning senior. Shaw, returning senior. I don't want to mess up your last name. Go ahead and say it.
Rockmud.
And Tristan Yonke, returning senior.
Okay, Coach, talk about some of your goals and expectations coming into this season for the program.
We haven't made the playoff in a few years, so it may sound crazy, but our goal every year is to make it to the last game. So that's exactly what we're trying to do this year. Make the playoffs and get all the way to the last game.
And to the players, talk about some of your goals and expectations coming into the season. Start with you, Landon.
Some of my goals for this year is, to be a team player, make everybody better, give everybody an opportunity to get shots up and score the ball, just getting better as myself and just making it to the last game, as Coach said.
Yeah, I feel like I had a good year last year, so doing some of the same things I did last year, and playing a little bit more defense. And as a team, we try to make it to the last game. That's the goal every year. So the last game.
I feel like I could make a lot of improvements on myself. So like, be more scrappy on defense, make open shots, handle the ball more. Just help my team make the playoffs, help my team win.
My goal this year is to get back healthy, get back with the team, get with the groove, and rebound well, score the ball, play defense.
All right, Landon, or we can start over here and go this way. What's something about your game that maybe a fan wouldn't know that would maybe get them to want to come to a Little Rock Hall basketball game?
A fan wouldn't know about me.
Like, what's something like that someone maybe doesn't know about your game, or like you can knock it on the list and do it all the way across, but maybe that would get a fan to want to come watch y'all's game?
I can help with Landon. He can dunk.
Yeah.
Landon can actually dunk. He don't show that often, but he can dunk. Go ahead, Landon. Sorry.
I guess I'm pretty athletic, and I can really get any rebound I want to and finish a butter run.
I feel like not just for myself, but for the rest of the team, like we can really guard. So I feel like our defense is underrated, and yeah, defense for sure.
Like Micah just said, I feel like our defense is good, and we all can guard anybody. And
This year we really are focused on defense. Our defense is really what we're worried about, just defending and guarding everyone. We all getting better at that.
What's some of the things over the summer or during the off season you've been working on that you feel like that's going to help you throughout the season? Start with you, Landon.
My feet and my agility.
Getting stronger for sure in the weight room, more than I was last year, and I feel like for the whole team we've all been working on our strength and conditioning or moving our feet and that type of thing. So I feel like that'll get us over the hump and get into playoffs and hopefully make that last game.
I've definitely been working on my ball handling and my shot to get better, so I can do better in that games this year.
I've been working on, we've been getting inside the lift, weight room, dribbling, strengthening on my leg, just trying to get back with the team.
Coach Martin, talk about where your team is at now and where you'd like to see them heading into, the regionals.
First off, we do lock in on defense. That's our goal. But we are trying to play a lot faster. So that answers the question maybe a little bit better than what they said. We are trying to play a lot faster this year. So you have to be in shape. So even in drills, we go in drill to drill. We'll have a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to hurry up and get started. So just look for us to play in a lot faster, and hopefully that helps scoring the ball. Because like you said, we lock in on defense already.
So what makes this team different from last year?
Well, one big difference is the end of this table. He was injured from when? When did you get injured? Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. So from November on, we didn't have him. So that hurt us a lot. But also, we got a few seniors that are going to help out too. Like we got hopefully Zaylen Toombs can help out. We got RJ Ewings. We got Jay Sullivan. So some other guys that's not at this table. Hopefully they can help us make that next move, make the playoffs.
So, considering you didn't have them last year, what's some of the biggest challenges you're going to face? You see from this team this year?
Trying to gel together because now we are adding him back, so that'll be a lot of plays that obviously that maybe he won't get or he won't get or he won't get. And but overall, I think it'll be fine because we all are team players. And Tristan he should change the game defensively more than anything. He actually messed with me after he got hurt. He was like, Coach, I was running over there trying to block that shot, and that's how it hurt my leg. It wasn't offense, it was defense when he got hurt.
All right, this is gonna be y'all's first year in the matchup showcase. Coach? What are you most excited for in playing in this event?
I feel like any of those showcases is not really for the coaches; it's for these guys. So you got out that big tournament, a big name. So hopefully his coaches there, and just to show them off as much as possible. But we are definitely going to be prepared.
So the team y'all facing in the matchup is Farmington, and Farmington is one of those programs that's considered always in the mix at the end. Talk about your mentality and having them circled on your schedule.
As soon as we got the game, Coach texted me about it, and we been watching film ever since. So it's definitely a big deal. Anytime we can get a chance to measure ourselves up with another great coach, another great school, especially in a situation like that, we definitely are ready for the challenge.
So talk about it, the players. Michael, starting with you. Talk about what it means to be one of the leaders of this team and being able to come into this season.
It means a lot, It's a lot of great players that came through Hall before me, so carrying on that legacy that they brought on, and it means a lot.
What about you, Landon?
I don't know.
Just being one of the leaders of the team, talk about what it means and what you're bringing to the team and how it's going to affect them coming into this season.
I'm gonna help you.
Well, I guess
I'm gonna help you. Landon leads more by example. He's not he's not much of a talker apparently today.
Okay, Coach. I know this team right here has been gelling over the off season and coming into the preseason. Talk about the camaraderie of this team, the energy of this team. Talk about it and what you see.
We always laugh and playing together. Even over there, when we were sitting over there before the thing, I think it'll be good because we've all been through the wars and the battles together. Now we add Tristan and some other players, so hopefully that'll get us to the playoffs in the last game. Like we keep saying, that's our mantra. That's why you're gonna hear us say that 1,000 times. We're really trying to get back to the last game. The last time we did that was 2019, and we came up a little short, and we're trying to get back.
So, I asked this to a couple players. I want to say like 2 teams ago. Talk about your pregame ritual. What's something that gets you going before the game? What's that song? What's that thing you do to get you going before the game? Start with you, Landon.
Nothing.
Yeah, Landon isn't really a pregame ritual guy. He shows up and plays. But I feel like listening to a certain type of music and just really getting locked in. That's my pregame ritual. Listen to music.
Probably just getting hyped with the team, just pregame, talking about how we're going to play, what we're going to do during the game. That's probably what I would say.
I would say, I guess what y'all said, getting hyped with the team. I don't really listen to music before games, so I'm really just focused on the game, just locked in before the games. Not really talking, just staying focused.
So, again, to the players, what's one lesson basketball had taught you about life and just dealing with life?
You always got to work hard.
Yeah, I feel like Coach Martin, Coach Coleman, my dad preaches, if you don't work hard on the court, it's not going to translate into real life. When the basketball starts bouncing, you got to get a job or do something like that. So if you work hard in the court, the classroom, it's going to show up in your real life.
just can't be lazy and stuff like that. Like, if you lazy out on the court, then you're going to be lazy in everything that you do in life and stuff.
You gotta really love the game. Don't take advantage of it because it can get taken from you just like that. Just staying locking in, staying in the gym, staying focused.
Coach, just one last question. Talk about, I know you got your fans watching. Give them something to hang their hat on to expect from Hard Warriors.
We should play a lot different on offense. Should be a lot faster. And defense should be the same. Also, we just need all the support we can because I'm sure everybody can read the newspapers about Hall. So just come out and support.
Y'all hear him? Come out and support your Hard Warriors. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you for coming out. Thanks for the interview. Okay, up next we have Earl Bulldogs with head coach Steven Jefferson leading the way. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. About yourself?
Doing good, Coach. Introduce yourself and tell us who you brought with you.
Of course, I'm Steven Jefferson, head coach of the Earl Lady Bulldogs. Today I brought with me Journey Jefferson to my immediate right, Zanaya Johnson, Madison Glaspie, and Jada Maples. Oh, I'm sorry, and Jada Cheers and Madison Dunn. We kind of had to have a powwow out in the front, like, hey, who gonna go up? So they made the decision, and Madison and Jada Cheers gonna get their opportunity in at our next media day here in November.
Right on. I was going to give you an opportunity to introduce them as well on my next question.
Okay.
So, talk about your players that you brought here and some your goals and expectations for them.
Well, of course, everybody knows Journey and Jada. They've been with the program since their EYA days. But today we got Madison Glaspie. I've been knowing her since she was like in the 5th or 6th grade. I've seen her play in MYSA. So a funny story is, we played in the co-ed league when they were smaller. So what I would do is, because I had Journey Jada, I would just load the team up with nothing but girls. And Madison was one of those girls that played in the co-ed league. And I've got a chance to watch her over the years grow and develop. And I think she's going to do some pretty good things for our team this year. Also, I brought with me Zanaya Johnson. Zanaya Johnson, again, been watching her play since she was in the 5th, 6th grade. Funny story about her, we had the same team, traveling basketball team. We played against Chip, and Chip probably was the only She played for a team in Searcy, but she was the only black girl on the team, and we could not stop her. She was running circles around her, but around us, and they ended up beating us on that team. Jada Cheers, who's also with us, her mom was actually Jada Maples and Journey's first coach other than me. So she coached her daughter and her daughter moved. She had another daughter, and Journey and some other girls on our traveling basketball team that we had at the time.
So, to the girls, let's talk about last season. You know, you guys had a great season. Talk about how you planned on building on it, and talk about what was the feeling coming out of last season.
I think as a team we did pretty okay. I mean, you know, of course we had me and Jada, but I feel like this year we got more assets to the team, so it's gonna be way harder for people to guard us now. And last year, you know, we lost in the state championship. It's been putting a little weight on our backs, but we gonna try and make it back up there. So
I feel like practice has been going good before the season, and I think our defense, our offense is going to be way better than it was last year.
Well, Madison, she didn't get a chance to play with us last year. She
Yeah.
wasn't on the team last year, so.
Right, just the energy coming into it, you know, and the expectations.
Yeah, so I'm new here, so I don't really know, but I just know what I can bring to the team and what I can do for the team to make us get better and beat the teams that we didn't get to or they didn't get to.
I'm new here too, but it's completely different. The energy, like in practice, is good. Everybody get along. It's very competitive, so I think we each just getting better every day.
Coach, it's not a secret y'all fell short a little short last year. What are some things you're doing differently this year to maybe not repeat that?
Oh man, getting a chance to play full court. I mean, for the last 3 years, we never been able to get up and down the court as a team, full court, because we didn't have the numbers, and then we didn't have the talent level to kind of push the players that we had. You know, of course, Journey and Jada, they pretty much get tired of playing against each other in practice. So now, when you add this dynamic along with Jada Cheers and Madison, now you really get some battles, and they go at it every practice. They are, I mean, it's a perfect situation because, like I'm telling you, you're getting ready to go next level, which is college. So you need somebody to sharpen your sword every day, and that's what they're getting. I can match Chip up against Jada. I can put Madison on Journey. I can put Jada Cheers on Madison Dunn, and it's a full-out battle every day in practice, and I'm loving it. I'm not calling no fouls. Hey, we throw the ball in. Let's go. Let's get after it.
It's pretty obvious you have one of the best rosters in the state. Just the people you've brought here today, even. Where do you see your girls against the rest of the state, regardless of class, even just in general?
Hey, that's a good question. Regardless of class, they can play against anybody in the state. That's why I kind of set up our schedule to go and play. We're going to start off in Conway. We're going to play against probably the next one of the top teams in the state, Harbor, who just added Sanaya Kochman, and we kind of going to call that our family affair because those girls been playing with Journey and Jada all in AAU ball, the twins. So we pretty much familiar with them, and we kind of waiting to see what that's going to look like on November 13th. So if you're not doing anything, come on out and watch that game. That's probably going to be one of the best games in the state. I know that they have the matchup going on in Little Rock, but you probably want to be in Conway to see some good girls basketball if that's your thing. And then we'll go to Jackson, Tennessee, where we'll play against Clarksville Christian. They have 2 players in their classification, 27 and 26, that's ranked in the top 100 in the nation. Both of them 6-footers. I don't think guard-wise anybody will be able to defend us this year like last year. I have some of the most dynamic guards. I wish I had Demaya that's standing over there, but she plays with coach over there, but I've known Demaya for a minute, and I kind of poke fun at coach, like, man, hey, go on and come over here and sit on my on my bench and bring Demaya along with you and let's see what we can really do. But anyway, I have some of the best guards in the state. I have one of the best kind of athletic post players in the state with Madison Dunn. I think she's gonna do some amazing things this year. Like having a talented group in here has obviously elevated her game to another level. Whereas she's gonna be like the sleeper. I think she's gonna be the sleeper.
So you kind of hinted on one of the questions I was gonna ask, and that was talking about that non-conference schedule. You hinted on a little bit. So let me talk to the girls about it. So considering Coach done lined up a nice non-conference schedule for you all, talk about where your mindset is heading into that non-conference schedule.
I think my mindset is like I want to win because we're 1A and we're probably going to be playing like 6A, 5A, so they're probably not going to think that we going to win or they're not going to get their work, but just be ready. That's all I got to say.
I think basically what she said, yeah, everybody gonna get the work. We ready, like, don't doubt us, cause like we gonna show y'all.
Yeah, coming off that, just being ready, practices, we all competing with each other. So anybody, 10A, 13A, we all ready. We all ready, no matter who it is.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this upcoming season. I think we're gonna do really good things, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I see the energy is all the way up. So I mean, I can only imagine how practice is going to be. So, considering Coach leaning on you to be those leaders, the ones to kind of get you going. Who is that one person? Like, if the moment is down, who is that one person that can pick that energy right back up?
I think we all can do it. We all have our moments, our days. I think we all be able to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think we just all like branch off each other.
Yeah, that's the same thing. We know each other. Like, we just all got good energy. We know when each other feeling down, so I feel like we just gonna back each other up every time.
So I think a lot of people that they look at you all and they see, well, those just players. Well, myself, I know my son, he plays. So let's talk about life, basketball, academics. How do you all deal with that pressure, considering it's all under one umbrella?
I mean, you got to balance school and basketball. Of course, school is more important than basketball, but I guess being able to balance it is good. That's all I got to say.
I think it's good to find time for both. Basketball come, then school come, but making sure you handle both, because it can be a lot sometimes, but it can be stressful too. But I think if you get a good grasp of both of them, then you'll be good.
Yeah. Coming off that, just being able to just work hard with both of them, especially with school coming first, working hard. It just always come with patience. So I'll say that.
I feel like when you're around a lot of good people, then it'll come easy to you, being focused and yeah.
Yeah, all these girls are pretty much A students. I get kind of giddy inside when the coach asks me to send them their transcript. I do not have a problem with sending transcripts. I actually love it because when you're able to send a transcript and it says 3.5, 3.7, 3. This or that, it does something to you. It does something for your program. All of them taking college courses while they're in school. So we're doing some pretty good, amazing things at Earl High School. Our football team is, tied for first place. Got a big game against EPC this week. All of our kids, man, are not only talented on the field, on the court, but they are good students. Of course, you're going to have some that it takes it's a little bit harder to get going, but as a community, I think our community stands behind us 100% with our partnerships that we have in both virtually and locally. So, I just want to give a shout out to our superintendent, our athletic director, and all of the staff and people that's kind of helping us, make sure that, we put our best foot forward in the classroom and outside the classroom.
Coach, last question, or just last thing for you. You have a lot of Earl fans probably watching. To the ladies, you have a lot of fans that's supporting you all. How important is it for your fan base to support you on the road and off the road?
Pretty much, if you see my shirt, this is 72331. So we putting it on our chest. Wherever we go, we're going to have that dog on our back and this on our chest. And, that symbolizes our unity and, what we kind of define ourselves as, being, of course, like the girls talked about being 1A, everybody kind of looking at, the classification. We'll play anybody outside classification. We'll go in any state. Like I said, we got a pretty good non-conference schedule. We're going to Duncanville, so we're going to get some of that smoke. I was telling somebody the other night, I was like, man, before I took the job, I was kind of praying for this situation with, the girls that I had. I was like, if I ever get the opportunity, man, I want to be the best in the state. And when I told my athletic director, when I interviewed his job, I laid it out. This is what we're going to do, top to bottom. We're going to try to be, when somebody think about girls basketball, they're going to be thinking about Earl, Arkansas. We do a lot with a little. All of our coaches do. I try to make sure I shine a light on every girl that comes through our program, because you don't know, that one thing might be inspiring to someone else to say, hey man, what they doing down there in Earl, let me get down there and check that out. And I'm pretty sure all coaches do that, but for me it means more because I love girls basketball. I tell everybody every day, anytime, I'd rather watch a high IQ girls basketball game than an athletic boys basketball game any day. And I think that's what you're going to see when you come to our gym or when you come see us elsewhere to play. You're going to see a high IQ basketball team that's wearing it on their chest and definitely got it on their back.
Well, Earl, y'all heard him. Show up and show out. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Coach, we got the Earl Bulldogs. Introduce yourself and tell us who you brought with you today.
I'm the boys' head coach, Carl Miller. On my right here, I got Teron Hurst, Derek Blakely, Clifton Wren, and Aiden Davis.
What are some expectations you guys have this season? Yeah, that's fine. The players can start, yeah.
You want to start with the players or me?
Sure, players are fine.
Okay.
We got high expectations. We just come to practice, work hard every day. Just do the main things to win the game.
I think we just got to come with the same injury we had last year.
You got to come with a lot of intensity, a lot of discipline, a lot of A lot of things like last year.
Just staying focused, working hard, and practice.
Chris, let's hear it from you.
Well, we got to come, first of all, like I tell anybody, that was last year. It's a whole different ball team. It's not the team from last year. Got some new, you're going to change over the year. I got some guys back at home, Jaden Little, Keontae Harris, Dante Bell, Antonius Dorsey, Darion Mason, and several others. Junior high that moved up, that'll be sophomore this year, Ty Sanders, several others. But like I told them, the expectation is the same. If you ain't coming to work hard and you ain't coming in the gym and you ain't coming in to put in the time and the work, don't even come. But like I told them, I've had a draft order in practice. I said, I know who I want and who we don't want because you're going to eliminate yourself.
It feels like Earl is one of the best small school programs in the state of Arkansas, one of the best. How do you keep that going from year to year?
Well, like you said, the expectations. They know it's been traditional. That's one of the hardest places. I would tell anybody, we're in the top 5 in probably state of Arkansas for its program, for its basketball program also. That coaching there is a lot of pressure because it's a must win. You don't make the state tournament, they don't want you around. You got to win. They expect for you to win every year, but that's okay. That's fine. But like I told you, it's a good pressure to have because you're doing it for the kids first of all, but you also want good success at the end. You want to try to, everybody want to get to Hot Springs and win the title. That's the feeling that that you want every year. And these guys right here, I brought them here because I got 3 that's been with me since junior high. Well, all of them been with me since junior high. But these 3, Derek, Teron, and CJ, they've been good players on and off the field in the classroom, have not been no problem. Aiden Davis falls in that category too. And these guys lead. He led junior high last year in scoring. We went undefeated, then lose a game. And it takes that in order to have, and the maturity level in order to win and have a successful program year in, year out. And you also got to have a good support staff. We have a great administration there with Ryan Bird, superintendent, Coach Colvin been there a while. He's been supported. We got plenty of people there that help support the program all around.
To the players, what are some things y'all maybe worked on over the summer that might have improved your game?
I've been in the weight room, working on my footwork, defense, being more vocal on the court.
I've been working on shooting and in the weight room.
I've been working on weight room, post moves, being more disciplined, and working on my jump shot.
My main thing is the weight room getting stronger.
Yeah, also I don't want to forget one other player, Nazir Doyle. He's going to be one of the key contributors this year. He's going to be probably my man in the middle, and he's also going to be a big help. But one of the improvements that we had I would say we had a good summer. All these guys play football. I don't have anybody in the gym right now. And like I told them, I'm not concerned right now. People are like, well, you don't get in the gym. These guys they want to do all 3. They want to win all 3. Football, basketball, and also track. So right now, it's not my season. I don't win no state title right now. I don't even compete for a state title right now. They are competing for us. They want to compete for football. I'm concerned in January, February, and March. I'm really not that concerned. That's when I really need them. It's about them. It's not about me or nobody else. And I tell the community that all the time. It's not about me. It's about these kids up here. We don't win no title now. It's football, basketball, then track.
You mentioned the community a little bit. What are some things you could say to your community or your fan base to make sure they come out and support you guys this season?
Let the kids play. It's not about you. Don't come out. You had your time. You had your time. Let the kids enjoy it. Let us coach them. Let us teach them. Let us make sure, because we with them all day, every day. We spend 12, 14 hours with these kids. Be supportive. We're not gonna let you live your dream through your child, especially kids up here. Support them, support the coaches, come out. I also have a great coaching staff with Coach Witherspoon and Coach Dale. He's been around, and I get support from all the coaches there. Coach over there, Brown, he's going to come out and help me out in January when he get through with football. Give him a little break because he was with me when we made the run in 2020. So I tell the fans, relax. We got this. Relax, trust. Just trust the process.
Coach, talk about your non-conference schedule and how it's important to prepare y'all for this season.
Well, I know we're going to end up getting a late start, which is fine with me. We'll play in, Helena has a nice tournament we're going to play in. Then we always go to Harrison and play up there. And we got a couple non-conference teams we're going to play. But I've been, like I tell people, and I tell all the coaches, I heard Coach Swift said earlier, you know a lot of coaches, and you get a chance to know them. Like I told them, if we have a date open, you can call me. I play you home, away, play you in the park. It don't matter. We can play anywhere. Also playing up there at EPC, playing with up there in his tournament with my good friend up there, which like my brother Coach Stacks, we playing in there. They got a tournament up there, so we got we got a pretty decent, I would say, a pretty tough non-conference.
Okay, Coach. Man, just to close it out, we appreciate you all coming out, giving us an interview. Thank you, and looking forward to see more of you through the season.
Appreciate y'all having us, man. We're grateful for it. Thank you.
All right, we're back with Coach Ryan Court and the Barton Lady Bears. Barton coming off a fantastic season, coming up very short. At the very end, Coach Court, give us a brief rundown of that magical season last year for those who don't know. And then after that, why don't you introduce each of the ladies you brought with you?
Okay. First off, we'd like to appreciate y'all having us. Kevin Miller is a Phillips County guy, and it means a lot. Several of our kids live in Helena, and that's the main town in our county. And like we said last year, Kevin would have been proud of the team that we put on the floor. So we really appreciate y'all, and we got to meet his wife, at your place, and we had a all-star game in honor of Kevin, and his wife came over and we presented her with something. So it means a lot for us to be at this media day. With our season last year, we went 37-2, lost to a great ICC team and David Harmon. In that game, we got out rebounded by 13 and shot like 59% from our free throw line, so we felt like we left some things out there. But hats off to them. I mean, David does a great job, and we want to go back. Obviously, it was the first ever state title game for Barton basketball. It was the first regional championship ever in school history. It's just our third state tournament appearance in school history, 1982 and in 2024 and 25. Is our third conference title, and right now we have a 30-game conference winning streak, and we had one Division I signee with another one on the way. So, this year we got some kids that we expect to step up. We've got 5 seniors. Today I've got all 4 of the 5 with me. I have LaTabriana Moore. Tab was a starter last year, and she's just coming out of volleyball, trying to get her in basketball mode. So it's her birthday today, so she's going to blush. I've got Tyus McNeese Sledge. I have to say her full name. There'll be times where I'll be across campus 100 yards away, and I'll scream out her name just to embarrass her. And I've got Jordan Gamble. She was a 3A All-State point guard at Helena. She transferred in, and I forget the one on the end over here. His name, Demaya Wilson. She's the best player in 2A. She's currently ranked number 5 overall in the state, and she is a dandy player.
This next question to all 4 of the girls. We'll start down here with Demaya. So, you guys lost a lot of production. You have a lot coming back, but you lost a key, as your coach was saying, Jakira, the key D1 player, right? So, we'll start with you, Demaya, but do you expect one player to step up and kind of fill those shoes, or are you guys spreading it across, everyone?
I feel like everybody that was on the team last year stepped up, and I feel like Lulu coming, she added depth to the team, and I feel like everybody, since we've been a state, now that everybody want it more, like they know what it takes to get there. Everybody want to be at practice. Everybody working on their weakness.
And I know you weren't there last year, but just, it's the same question to you seniors down here. I know you weren't there last year, but, what I'd like to hear from you is your role coming over, stepping into some point guard shoes and at Barton. So how's that transition been from coming from Helena to Barton?
I say it been different. I put in more work over here, and I think I'm gonna bring more to the team. Yeah.
And girls, your roles now as seniors. I know you were high minute players and high production, but a little different role this year.
My role, with me transferring from Kip Delta to Barton, honestly, it was like a clean slate when I came to Barton, education-wise and basketball, sports-wise. Barton brought me a long way. Just that transition is just going to help me be better, especially from last year at the state championship. It was my first time
winning first state championship, all of that. So I'm ready to just go up and bring everybody else up with me, especially on the junior high team and whoever just want to be great.
And Tab, from you, if you would like, you can stand up and we'll all sing happy birthday to you.
No, it's
I'm just
okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think everybody as a team, with us losing Jakara and Zarya and, the rest of the people that we had, I think everybody on our team, we all had to put in while they was here, and we just gonna keep doing it. Like in practice, we work hard, we do what we can. All as a team, we all work together. If one fall, we pick them back up. Everybody just gonna do their thing, as the season go on, and we just gonna pick up where we left off.
Coach Cord, who are some of the girls that you're going to be leaning on that, aren't here today?
London Magsby started in a state championship game as a 9th grader last year. The first part of the summer, I still thought she was, young and immature. And then the second part of the summer, there was times she, might have been our second or third best player. I think we played EPC in a summer game. I think she hit 5 or 6 threes, and she's super duper athletic. She ran senior high track as a 9th grader. Mahari Love is another kid that moved in. Both girls are 5'10". They're both rangy athletes. Mahari is a kid that does everything right. I mean, she's a really smart kid. When she transferred in this year, she's a 10th grader. She already had 21 college hours. I mean, so she's a really, really smart kid. Zaya Green she's a 6'1", athletic kid. She came from KIPP. She's the sister of one of our really good athletes from the senior boys team that I'm sure Coach will talk about. Madison Collins is a kid that she's been with me since 9th grade, and she had big shots. And Maddie's always going to play extremely hard. And then Tadriana Ote is another kid that, she's super duper athletic. She hit 4 threes against Riverside. They were playing a junk defense in the quarterfinals. I think she went 4 for 10 from threes. We have a bunch of kids that can step up. And then a kid that didn't play last year that I probably could have started for us is Kirsten Jackson. And then we're talking about these kids are just sophomores, juniors. So I'm excited about those in the future. And when I talk to all the coaches, because there's about 12 to 15 good 2A girls basketball teams. It's the deepest division because that's what Arkansas is. It's towns of 1,000 to 1,500 people. Those come out to be 2A schools. I mean, so there's a bunch of teams. But when I talk to those coaches, I feel like I don't know if we'll be better or worse. Like Coach Miller said, that was last year. I mean, these kids haven't done anything together. So I don't know. But I could put the biggest team in 2A out on the floor. I could probably go with the most athletic team in 2A. Now, what that transfers in to being, I don't know. Volleyball just got done. I've yet to have all 13 of my kids in one practice. So, when that starts happening, then we'll start to see who we can be.
Well, you kind of touched on it. Leads into my next question. There is a lot of talent in 2A, and there is a lot of good basketball players in 2A. Now that you've been there a few years, you're kind of past the point of inheriting other people's schedules that they may have set. You can make your own schedule. That's right. So talk about some of the out-of-conference games that you've scheduled and some of the tournaments and showcases you've entered to kind of get ready, to go into 2A and regional and state again.
Okay. We'll start off with Harrisburg on November 17th. We're going to start a little bit later because, I hope we make a run and we can stay mentally fresh into March. We'll play Blytheville, who's a good 4A school. They've done a really good job. We'll also play Cutter Morningstar on the road. We played them twice last year. They came to our place on Valentine's Day, then we played them in the state semis. We play Acorn on the road, always a year in, year out. They're a state tournament team. We got a chance to play Forest City in the PCC UA Invitational. We'll play a good Southside B Ranch team first round. We had to play them twice last year. But yeah, we play West Memphis on the road in their classic. So yeah, we've beefed up our schedule, quite a bit. Jonesboro West Side will probably be picked to win their 4A league. Forest City as well. They'll be picked to win their 4A league, I'm sure. So, being a small school, kind of like what Earl was talking about, sometimes it's hard to get bigger schools to play, and I get it, but we've tried to beef it up, quite a bit. So.
One thing I know is you've been at a few schools, won big, coach of the year. You were at a big school before you came here, and you said sometimes it's hard to schedule those, but you're actually matched up against that former big school in a tournament that you guys are going to play in. Is that something that you're looking forward to get matched up against that former big school, or just another game?
It was just another game. They actually canceled that game, and I can't speak of. I guess the reason I got was their higher ups didn't want to play. So yeah, I can't speak for them. But yeah, it's just another game for me. I've been gone for 5 years, and they paid me a whole bunch of money within 14 months. So thanks. I've got nothing but love for them. So.
All right, girls, this is, what I would like to hear from you guys. So next couple questions is directed to all four of y'all. And I realize a couple of you guys were at different schools, but what's that one game that you're looking forward to getting back on the court to? What's that one team? Might be a game that slipped away that you should have won. Maybe it's a game that you're playing against a team that's where half the players and you're friends with, and there's just a lot of fun. What's that one game that you guys are looking forward to getting matched up against again this fall?
I'm ready for whoever coming our way. I can't pick. I just can't.
I'm excited for all the games too. I don't really have a competition or just a really focused game that I'm ready to play. I'm just ready to play anybody because I know me and my team, we're gonna step, So whoever come with it, we're gonna come with it 10 times harder.
Yeah.
I'll say maybe Cutter. Probably Cutter, because I didn't get to play that game because I got hurt during the regional tournament. And it just be a get-back game for me, I guess, coming back.
All right, next question's for the girls, too. We've asked this a couple times. I want to hear the funniest Coach Court story that you got, okay? Now, we're not trying to get somebody fired, but I want to hear the funniest Coach Court story you got. You start down here.
I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about him.
Nobody's going to share that funny Coach
No,
Court
I
story?
just said. So we be at practice, and they don't come from Helena. Her come from Kilp. His favorite thing to say to them, they could do one little simple thing that a kid, just do. Don't start that Helena stuff. Don't start that cute stuff. I could be running, he could see me, what's up, honey bun? I can't even like honey buns. That's why I don't even eat them no more.
Well, that's Dr. Guthrie's fault. I know he's watching. He's our superintendent, and he's been nothing but great to me, to these kids, to all our kids, our programs. I know Coach Chris Williams will agree on that. He told me when I first got the job, he said, Dema's going to be one of the best, but you got to get her off them honey buns. That's all she eats. I don't ever see her eat, but if you sneak her a snack, she'll eat it now. So.
And Coach, to kind of wrap it up, so I'm going to expand on what you just said about not just school but community sport. So to wrap everything up, can you talk about how important that is to be at a smaller town, to have that community support around you and administration support around you? And then one last thing, you guys are way out away from all the media. So if there's one game that all the media from Central Arkansas could come cover in Barton, what would that one game be?
Being away from everything is nice and it's refreshing. Look, our kids, if I tell them about who Eric Taylor is in Arkansas Democrat Gazette, they're like, who? So they're not worried about publicity and things like that. they're just excited. I mean, we've never had a girls basketball team in the entire county ever make really too much noise in state, but never won a state championship. Never been to a state championship. So they're kind of a bright light for the whole county. We made the run last year. It wasn't just Barton people or Lexa people, it was the whole county came and supported. So that was nice, and it's nice, obviously nice to have an administration, support you. They made me dean of students of the elementary, which I thought might be a promotion, but I learned real quick that it's a little bit more difficult than I thought. But that's always nice when you got that type of support. And the number one game on the schedule, I mean, I'll give you the generic answer. I look at them all pretty much the same. But I know if I know certain games means more to the locals than it does, maybe me not being from that area. But I know if we do get matched with Forest City, the college is going to be packed out. I do know that. I think, for me playing, at Acorn or at Cutter, that's big for me because I know the challenges those teams pose and what experience that'll give my kids in trying to make another state championship run.
All right, we appreciate it. Coach Court, Barton Lady Bears, appreciate y'all coming out.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, up next, we have the Barton Bears with head coach Chris Williams leading the way. How you doing, Coach?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Man, doing great, Coach. Introduce yourself and who you brought with you.
Yes, sir. I'm Chris Williams. I'm the head coach for the Barton Bears. With me, I have 3 seniors. On the far left to me, I have Dominic Hill. Beside me, I have Christian Williams. And to the right of me is Jordan Humphrey.
Coach, talk about some of your goals and some of the things you expect to see from this team this year.
Sir. Well, we're just looking to have a great season. Of course, it's a step-by-step process. We want to use our non-conference to prepare us for a conference run. We want to win conference, win district, hopefully win regionals and get to state. And if we can get to state, we just want to take it game by game and, just look to build off of some of the success these guys have had in the past. Me coming from Brinkley, we've had a little bit of state success. And bringing my son over, we're just trying to help get these guys over the hump and hopefully have a productive season.
Speaking of it being your new role, how has the community embraced it, and What's the energy like around the?
Man, I
around
love
the
it,
city?
man. I'm originally from the Delta, from Ford City, so I was in Brinkley for about 5 years, and I got a lot of love there. Going down south to Barton, it's pretty much been the same. The community's been great. The administration, Dr. Guthrie, has been great to me. Also allowed me to grow professionally with a dean role in the classroom. But just being around these guys every day has kind of rejuvenated me a little bit. The excitement they have for the game and the buzz that's going on in the community, I couldn't ask for more.
So to the players, what make this team different from last year? Starting from there.
This team last year, we have a lot more people that's, ready to play. We got people coming in. We got Christian came in from Brinkley. Got Dominique Hill came in from Kill. We got Quinn Davis. He came from Jacksonville. We just got people ready to play,
This year, I just feel like our team chemistry is real good, and we all work hard, and we just know we got a whole lot of seniors this year, and we know this our last year, so we want to make it count.
Yeah, pretty much same thing he said. We all want it. It's like maybe 9 to 10 seniors, so we just got a lot that we want to complete.
So what's some of the things you all been working on over the summer, the off season, to help prepare you for this season?
He really focuses on getting our mental right. Like, when big crowds, big games don't fall apart. He brings people in, like trainers, to help us with, like, our ball handling, like our shooting. Mostly he just, trying to get our team chemistry, just make sure we good before the season starts.
Yeah, like he said, we've been working on a lot of stuff. Been working on our ball handling, just our team chemistry, and a lot more stuff, and all our flaws, so we could be the best team we could be this year.
Yeah, really working on our chemistry, getting better as a team, becoming one. Working on our conditioning, getting our mental right, offense, defense, running up the court, anything that we can to become the best.
Coach, what's some of the challenges you see that you're going to be facing, considering you just coming in, got a new group? What's some of the challenges you see that you might be facing?
Kind of what these guys said, chemistry. Having 10 seniors, you're limited with time. I got about 4 or 5 that play football, so we're limited on that. But the main thing this summer, we want to hit the ground running. We got into a few team camps. We worked out for a couple of months before they went to football. And I just feel like the chemistry, once we get that down, once those guys come out of football, you give us a couple of weeks to kind of get plays in and learn how to play off each other. But what helps a little bit is, like I said, having 10 seniors, you got a lot of leadership, a lot of guys that's been around. Before we got here, Jordan them won 24 games, I believe, last year. So it's not like these guys haven't won. It's just about me and Christian and Dom and some of these other new guys coming in, helping them get over the hump and try to make a state run.
Coach saying that he coming in, and what's some of the expectations you all put on yourself? Considering the season you had last year, and considering what you all willing to bring to the table. What's some of the expectations you all looking for?
I just expect for us to do better than what we did last year. I expect us to play together more than what we did last year. I expect us to, win, like he said, conference, district, regionals, and possibly make it to state.
I just expect us to have fun and just enjoy our last year, because we really don't got that much longer, and I just want us to get farther than we did last year, because I lost in the first round last year, and I just want to get to state and at least experience it, but I want to win too.
Yeah, I feel like expectations that I have for us is really just to make it as far as we possibly can. Obviously, non-conference games, getting through those conference games, making it as far as we can, making an impact, getting the district, conference, regionals, and making our mark in state.
So, Coach, if you was to hang your hat on the word to describe this team, what would that word be?
Just resilient. I've thrown a lot at them. A lot of these guys probably not used to some tough coaching, a little old school coaching. So, I come in and kind of, I don't want to say lay the law down, but I kind of came in and set the standard. And a lot of them accepted it. Some of them, probably couldn't take it, and they went a different way. But with the 12 guys that I got, I feel confident in them. I think we can definitely make a run at it. But like a lot of them have said, it's more about changing the mentality, getting these guys mentally prepared for, dealing with adversity. Things not always going your way, but being able to be resilient and push through. And they've done a lot of that during the summer and during the preseason as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing if we can take that same approach when the season starts and in the postseason as well.
So this is on a more personal note. I know a lot of people when they play games, they listen to music, right? Or it's this thing they do to get them pumped up. What's that one thing you do to get you going before the game?
Just listen to music. I go in the locker room, put on some music, or I just go.
What's that music? What you listen to? Rock, R&B, hip hop. What's that? And what artist?
Hip hop. I say hip hop.
What about you?
I do a lot of things to turn me up. I listen to music a lot. Like I listen to a lot of different music, R&B, hip hop, a lot. It don't really matter, but I just talk to the guys and we just pump each other up.
Yeah, I listen to music, any kind that really got me feeling like I'm ready to do whatever I need to do, and just praying to God to ask Him that He can deliver us through this game that we're finna play.
So if a coach is recruiting you and he's watching, what type of player would he get, or would he be getting if he's recruiting you?
He'll be getting a leader, somebody that's gonna push his team even when they're losing, make sure everybody's heads up.
He'll be getting a leader, a hard worker, and just somebody that never gives up.
Yeah, same. He'll be getting a leader, somebody who's willing to play their role and do anything they can to help us win, whether it's on offense or defense.
Coach, I asked a few coaches this, as far as when we're about to close. Your fan base, and I know Barton is one of the places where sports and sports in that nature is very big. So how important is it for the fan base to rally behind you guys, to help push you through some of those tough games?
That's very important. And from the outside looking in last year, seeing Coach Cord and the run that he made, I always told him, before I took the job, I was a big fan of them, Demaya, and that whole team. Like, I saw how the community came together, how they brought the Delta together. We want to make a similar impact. But like I said, me being from up the road, I got a lot of family and friends from nearby. I'm pretty sure they'll be coming through to support. But it's about these guys, man. And I think I got a good group, probably one of the best groups I've ever had. Like I said, I'm super excited about it. I'm ready to kind of make some noise. I know we have a really tough conference. England has been, conference champ for the last couple of years, so we definitely want to give them their respect. But we're coming to, hopefully knock them off. And like I said, I want these guys to be prepared for it, and I want the community to come out and help us get over the hump as well. So we're definitely going to need that support. We're going to need that buzz. But it's building. I've been hearing a lot of it, but, I try to tell them, kind of block out some of that outside noise, stay humble about it, keep working. And one thing I can say, these guys come to practice every day, ready to work, no matter what. So as long as we stay humble and keep working, I think the sky's the limit for this group.
Well, there you have it. Barton Bears. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all have a good one.